camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking, you stupid anime bitch. Hello, Drew. I'll ban you all. I have psychic powers, and I am controlling all of you. And what I do, I wiggle like this, and what happens is your wallet opens up, and all of your money flies out of your wallet into the sky. And then once again, I open my window with a big bag, big sack of Santa's loot sack, just fills with money flying in there. Ha 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 ha! Ah, money kinesis. I have money kinesis, and I can steal it all. Like. Alive and well in Israel. Fuck you, Phil. You lose. Try again from the beginning. Stop it! Stop! Stop this! Oh my god. Excuse me. Hopefully that helped.
Hello, and welcome. With the power of the internet. I'm just kidding, I'm not going to do that shit. What's up, everybody? How is it going? Dink Memer, thank you for showing up. Anybody else who is watching, thank you. I appreciate it greatly. Let me just get some stuff looked at real quick. I just want to make sure everything looks good on my end. Not much. Might need to leave temporarily because of pizza. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, if you got to leave for pizza, there is no better reason in my eyes. So, by all means. Pretty much what we're going to do is Phil started playing Baldur's Gate 3 yesterday. Which, God, it was... What a start. What a start is what I will say. But we are going to take a look at the Daily Wrap, see what he thought about it, and yeah, basically get ready before before we get the pre-stream going. So yeah, we'll watch his Daily Wrap from yesterday, and then basically it should take us right up until about the time that he starts his stream. So yeah, that way we can get fresh thoughts on Baldur's Gate. But basically, it's not looking too hot. I feel like Phil's going to get so much wrong. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, Phil already hates it. I can tell you that. Phil does not like Baldur's Gate. But don't take it from me. Let's hear it from the man himself.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here. Welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Monday, the 11th of December, 2023.
Gotta crack open a
roller
Mountain Dew
coaster day,
because I'm gonna need it.
all right, to say the least, because today was both the premiere of Baldur's Gate 3 on DSP Gaming. After
One thing that I hated
and requests from viewers
about his stream yesterday, he had so much support. Granted, not as much as he normally does. I mean, Like, not a ton, but, like, more than deserved, I think.
To play it, but it was also the night when I was going to hit Master with Dalsim in Street Fighter 6, which I was heavily anticipating because I've done so well with Dalsim, even playing against Master ranked players up to this point. Looking forward to the fact that when I hit Master, I'll likely get better competition, and I probably would do better with him than I
should probably put this on a little bit of a quicker speed, because I just realized. I was like, we're not listening to normal Phil.
I've done with other characters because I've done so well with this guy so far. And I don't think I've ever seen more kind of a mixed day ever. Basically,
we don't watch DSP. I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you at all. That's why I'm here to basically fill in the gaps.
the podcast had over 1,000 viewers.
We watch a madman's rants. That is accurate. That is very accurate. Big ups to me, man. Thanks for coming by, man. Yeah, no, that is 100% accurate. Basically, me, man, he started Baldur's Gate 3 yesterday, and we're going to hear his thoughts as of last night before we hear his thoughts on it today. So that's essentially what we're doing here.
Because people were very much anticipating watching me play this game. And that's exciting, and I'm happy. Thank you, everyone who showed up.
He actually had a lot of people show up yesterday. Let me see if I can get it pulled up. Way more people than deserved, I can tell you that much. Let's see. So he had a total of... shoot, it won't show the live, I don't think. Basically, yesterday he had a total of about, I think, 1,200 at peak. Like, insanity. Absolute insanity. Way more people watching than normal. He normally averages about 350, 400 on the podcast, but yesterday on the podcast he had about 1,200. And kept about 1,000 for most of the day. I guess I might get 2 positive things out of the way besides pizza. In 3 days' time I get paid. That's fantastic. Big ups. Which means more Lego. I went to the dentist again, and I was way more in control of my mind. Nice, man. Yeah, I feel that. I know for me, I've never really had a problem with the dentist, but I know plenty of people that, like, the dentist is, like, their big thing. They don't handle it well. But yeah, good deal, man. I'm glad that both things are happening for you. Pay is coming Friday for me too, so I'm ready for it.
Thank you to everyone who supported. It was incredibly supportive from your stream. I think at the height we had over 1,400 viewers on the stream, and we had quite a great time, creating a character, and I was learning the basics.
He got like $200 in tips, which for me that's too much, but that's actually way lower than normal. I make cheese posts. Cheese.
Although, my initial impressions, which I don't want to get into too much tonight, simply because I want to get out of here. I stayed late, and in addition to that, I'm going to talk about it way more in detail.
Yeah, he wants to get out of there.
On the podcast. But in a nutshell,
just because Phil's going to be a pessimistic loser, I just want to add some positivity. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, well, see, and that's the nice thing. The irony of a detractor, right? Gotta swear in German. Oh, hell yeah. I like it. The nice thing about when somebody like me or somebody else covers Phil is basically we're laughing at the stupidity that they bring, but we are also bringing positivity because we make a bunch of people happy. We just basically chill and laugh. That is literally everything that Phil says, all of his buzzwords, chill, meaningful, positive, like, that's literally what detractors do. It's just not what he does. Ironically.
So far, the story is interesting. The voice acting is great, and the characters seem cool. And the gameplay seems exactly the same as Divinity Original Sin 2.
Which means he hates it.
Doesn't explain anything. Overly complicated. Way too many stats.
Way too many stats. It is literally Dungeons and Dragons, my guy.
Slow-paced. You need to know so many little nuanced things to really even understand it. You gotta go...
Wait till he explains this part. So literally, I'll show you some clips before we get into his stream today. But basically, he went in and he died because he died because he went into a room with oil and he didn't realize the oil would catch on fire. He doesn't apply real-life logic to Baldur's Gate 3 at all. Did you notice the wet snorts of DSP? Let me go back. Was it...
slow-paced. You need to know so many little nuanced things to really even understand. And the gameplay seems exactly... Let's
see.
And in addition to that... character.
I mean, I do know in general, if that's what you mean, but I'm curious if he does one here that I missed.
Although, my initial impressions, which I don't want to get into too much tonight, simply because I want to get out of here. I stayed late, and in addition to that, I'm going to talk about it way more in detail tomorrow morning on the podcast. But, in a nutshell, Baldur's Gate 3 has great graphics. So far, the story's interesting.
Sometimes he makes a Western. He sure does. I'll have to point it out when I see it, but he does a thing where he sometimes does, like, a reverse snot rocket. He, like, sucks it in. It's really weird. I'll have to point it out when I see it.
The voice acting is great, and the characters seem cool, and the gameplay seems exactly the same as Divinity Original Sin 2. Doesn't explain anything, overly complicated, way too many stats, slow-paced. You need to know so many little nuanced things to really even understand it. You gotta go through menu after menu after menu, navigating around to find shit. I mean, even just kind of like maneuvering around. You gotta hold X to search and find items. You wanna aim for something. You gotta use both thumbsticks while zooming around and trying to target and...
He's making it, by the way, as somebody who's played about 25 to 30 hours of Baldur's Gate 3, which for me, it probably is my game of the year. I'm still working on trying to get through it because it's very long, very big, and it's kind of a new game for me, like, to get used to a CRPG. But he's making it sound way more complicated than it really is.
Do something, and then you gotta go into 3 menus to find this item, which is...
The 2 LEGO sets I'm eyeing up, the Green Hill Zone Loot Challenge set and the Sonic Dr. Eggman's Death Egg Robot set. Oh, that sounds awesome. I really, really like the old classic Sonic, like, figurines and stuff like that, so I fully support both.
Somehow you can't even find your inventory hidden in another menu. Oh, there's a camp. What's the camp? I don't know. The game doesn't explain it. The camp...
Oh, yeah. If you've played Baldur's Gate 3, you know that there's, like, a camp where you basically go and you can do your rest so that it basically resets all of your spell slots and things like that. He doesn't understand that concept.
Some weird place off the map where you can group with your party and talk and stuff. It's like, what? Like, to summarize, I had a good time playing the game, but I feel like the only reason I had a good time playing the game today was because I was on stream.
Let me explain that pignosis real quick. That means the only reason he had a good time playing the game yesterday is because he got paid. Unfortunately, that is the reality.
If I tried to play that game for myself, I would have fucking hated it. I'm just being honest. Like,
oh, yeah, dude, we all knew that. See, and that's terrible, too, because, like, the opening of Baldur's Gate 3 is really strong. It gives you a lot of really good... Like, as somebody who's played the original Divinity Original Sin, like, the original one, like, it's really just... Like, Baldur's Gate 3 does such a good job prepping you for this style of gameplay. No pun intended with style. But it does such a good job. So, like, for him to complain about how obtuse it is really weird, because I thought, personally, as somebody who's not completely in the know on CRPGs, I thought it did a great job. Plus, I came from, like, the original Baldur's Gate to this, and I thought it was way easier, personally. What's up, TPG? Thanks for coming by, man. DSP loves BG3 money. Oh, yeah, exactly. By the way, Dink Memer, I'm going to add you as a mod, because why not? Same with you, me, man. I'll add both of you boys as a mod. You guys are always here, and I always appreciate it. TPG shouldn't get to have all the fun, you know? An RPG requires you to pay attention. The audacity. I know, right? I was listening to his stream, and OMG, I was yelling at him to STFU. Yeah, dude, exactly. I'll show some clips before we get started on his podcast today. But needless to say, it was pretty bad. I just don't think he understands that the game allows real world mechanics and stuff like that. I think that completely flies over his head.
I would have been like, wow, the story is good, the characters. And the moment that, like, I don't know how to do something, the game doesn't explain shit. Well, I don't want to go online and have to look up a bunch of guides. I don't want to have to watch someone else.
You don't have to. It literally, the game tells you what to do. You explore, and that's part of the game. You just think. Which I know is hard, but it's really not.
Play it to figure this out. Why doesn't the game just tell you how to fucking play it? It doesn't. It's way nuanced, and again, very similar to the gameplay of Divinity Original Sin 2. The combat seems similar to identical, okay? Like, so dark.
Thanks for making me a mod. Just out of curiosity, what's your rules? Oh, yeah, man, you're good. Basically, I mean, I really don't have any, to be honest. I mean, just don't be a piece of shit, I guess. I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't really have, like, any kind of big standard or anything. I guess, yeah, just don't be a piece of shit. I mean, everybody who kind of shows up for the streams, though, is really cool. So, like, I don't think I've had anybody, like, really bad go in. Basically, like, the only thing I really ask is if you see, like, a bot come in, like one of those, like, what is it, one of those sex bots or whatever that comes in and tries to get you to click a link. That's about it. So, like, no slurs or something? Yeah, I mean, honestly, no. I mean, like, you know, preferably don't spam the N-word or anything. But, like, outside of that, like, not really. I mean, it's open. I don't think I even, like, moderate it myself, like, when I do stuff like that. So, yeah, exactly. I'm also a big advocate for, like, I guess, you know, I mean, I've never seen anybody, like, say, like, you know, messed up shit about, like, animals, I guess. Not that I mean, like, you know what I mean. Yeah, basically just be cool. And I mean, pretty much everybody who shows up always is, so. He didn't think you can jump. Oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't understand, like, the whole idea of it being an action. Yeah, no, I appreciate you checking, man. Much appreciated. Certainly no issues. But yeah, I mean, I'm always, like, just like an open book. So if you have a question, feel free to just ask. But yeah, for the most part, not really a whole lot you got to do. I just like having people I trust on the stream. So yeah, you're all good.
Aren't close. I feel like I'm playing the same game again almost. The difference is higher production values and things like that. But still, right? So and if you want to get a good laugh, watch the final 30 minutes of part 3 from today.
Oh, trust me, we will. But we're gonna definitely speed that up. First time being a mod? Oh, nice, man. Yeah, it's honestly, like, it's not, for me, like, it's not really, like, a huge deal, because I don't really have, like, a lot to actually moderate. I kind of just do it as, like, a sign of, like, hey, I trust you, thanks. Yeah, that's about it for me. DSP's got the gaming skills of level 1. He sure does. He absolutely does.
That was the biggest comedy of errors, because it was like, find a secret.
Yeah, absolutely, Dink Memer. No problem, man.
Secret accidentally throws you into a fight you weren't expecting. The fight's actually quite tough. Now learn 5 gameplay elements at once. Learn the element of how oil on the floor.
Alright, this is great. We gotta get into this one.
To a fight you weren't expecting. The fight's actually quite tough. Now learn 5 gameplay elements.
By the way, he talks about the fight as if he won't be having many of those. That is hilarious, because, like, he's absolutely gonna have a ton of fights.
At once. Learn the element of how oil on the floor works. Learn the element of how to blow up exploding barrels. Learn the element of how to get high ground and how to get stealth. Learn the element of how a door opens and closes and can affect combat. And then when all that happens, learn how to revive, learn how to do this all on the fly in one fight. And then at the end of it, something happened. I don't want to spoil because it was hilarious. And there was no possible way, unless you played the game before or you researched, that you would ever know that this would happen. And then after that happened, my game crashed. So it was like, ridiculous thing. Oh my god, alright, that's not so bad. Game crash. And it was like, whoa.
Oh, the Goblin Camp will mess. Oh, it absolutely will. There's going to be a lot of fights. I'm really excited to see what he ends up doing with the Druid Camp, because I think he's going to make a mess of things there. Phil's nature is inherently combative. Oh, absolutely. You know, the one of the reasons I actually think that he's going to have such a hard time with Baldur's Gate is because Phil is somebody who very, very much so needs a set of rules, like a very simple set of rules. And Baldur's Gate 3 opens the door for so much creativity. And I just don't think... Yeah, man, I just don't think that it's going to jive with him for that reason. Oh, big ups, Buzzley. Thanks for stopping by, man. Baldur's Gate 3 is D&D, and Phil just does not understand that. No, exactly. And I think that's exactly the problem, is Phil can't wrap his head around a game having that many mechanics. Phil said he's too old to play D&D. Dude, come on. I know so many dudes who are, like, in their 50s that play D&D. That's bullshit. I don't buy that for a minute. No, I think literally what it is Phil probably didn't grow up playing D&D, and he probably looked at it as like, oh, they're the nerds, not me. They're the nerds, and probably, like, made fun of them. And now the fact that he's playing a game, he just doesn't. I don't think he comprehends it.
You want to talk about a weird first stream, right? It was really weird. So anyway. After that, obviously, I am excited to jump back into the game this Wednesday when I play it again.
Yeah, because you're hoping for some more money. I really don't think it has anything to do with the game.
Do I think we'll have the same audience? Probably not. Hopefully we'll have a good audience. Hopefully we'll have an engaged audience who will continue to watch and help me with this game, because without help...
My PlayStation fanboy butt understands all, though. I did freak out when I learned I can romance more than one person. Oh, dude, yeah. Like, the amount of stuff you can do in Baldur's Gate 3 is insane. But that's just how impressive the game really is. Big ups to Buzzley, actually, for when you gifted me the game, good sir, because I absolutely love it. I still need to get back into it. Like, I need to beat it. But I'm really trying to take my time with it. I just really want to, like, do a proper run through, you know?
I don't think I will understand half of the systems of the game because it explains nothing. Okay, we'll see. But man, what a premiere stream! Certainly, I wasn't expecting that much level of people showing up and supporting and engaging. It was wild. Now pair that with tonight's Street Fighter stream. If you didn't see it, or you didn't watch it, it was literally one of the worst Street Fighter streams I've ever done. And here's,
You know, what's funny though, I watched some of that stream last night. It really wasn't all that bad until he started getting mad. Like, because he was actually, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying this, I'm gonna give Phil credit. He was actually doing pretty good. And then literally the thing that made him stop being good was himself. He started getting like really, like as Dink Memer said, combative. And that is literally what totally killed the whole Street Fighter night.
here's why.
In fact, I'll just show you. So his whole thing was he wanted to reach master rank with Dulcim. He did it in, the first fight, I think? He was actually, I was watching him play. He actually did pretty decent. Like, I mean, you just look at...
Wow!
Whoops.
Wow! My move came out slightly late and he got a random level 3. Wow.
Like, I mean... Well, we'll get to it here. Can't believe I'm saying this, but Phil actually played above average for the few matches before.
Got him.
Like, he actually did decent, and then he switched... I think that got him to master.
All the 10s now, have they all been sitting at low level Dalcine, right? I feel like they have.
Yeah, he did get to master with that one, right? And then he did pretty good on the first few fights. I think he won 2 or 3, I want to say. Buzzley, I beat the entire game, and I know Phil will have a hard time if he continues. I say this because there are more concepts that he will not get. I 100% agree with that. God, you know what? I'm really curious. I don't think he'll get this far, but I'm really curious to see if he decides to go for the Underdark or if he decides to go for what is it? Was it the Underdark, or there's then the path that you can take that has like the is it poison? I don't know specifically because it's been a minute since I did that part of the story. Also mod. Oh yeah, absolutely, Buzzley. There you go, good sir. Thank you for your ongoing support. I appreciate it. But yeah, no. I think it's the. I want to say it's the I don't think he'll get that far personally. I don't even know if he'll get through the mountain path. I also don't even know if he'll get through the druid quest. Honestly, that first big one, I don't even think he'll do that.
I can get my back kicked. It's bullshit. It doesn't come out.
All right, does he win this one? I can't remember. Yeah, I think this is the first one he loses, and as soon as he loses, he basically, like, completely, like, self-destroys.
Oh! I went for drive reversal, and it gave me drive impact, so I couldn't get out of his throw. Close. My moves dropped, and I almost lost because my moves dropped.
Yeah, he rematches again. I think he loses. Let's see.
So I only lost because he dropped a ridiculous amount of my input. Overall, I didn't need him.
Yeah, okay. Yep, this is it. So he loses there, and then he pretty much goes on an almost a huge losing streak. I think. Wait, what's the next fight he does? Yeah, he fights him again, he wins that, and then he basically goes on a huge losing streak and just gets, like, super frustrated. In fact, let's watch this. This is a great highlight.
Can't block. Nothing I can do. He just keeps throwing out hits over and over in the lag.
I noticed that he was literally quieter in the first couple fights.
I have zero answers because of the lag.
And he seemed way more focused, and that seems like why he won.
Basic bullshit mix-up pattern. It's impossible to get around.
I'm back. I had to take a call. You're good, man. No worries. Thanks for coming back.
I will lose every match against a Ken like that. I will.
He literally self-defeats himself. Like, he's like, okay, yep, I'm going to lose every single time. It's like, only because you have that mindset, though. I truly believe it's because he has that mindset. And we'll go back to hear like what his reasoning is for why he lost, but it's not a good reason.
Because the connection's too laggy to react to.
Oh, here we go. He's about to rip into one of his fans.
Seriously. Sambuca, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm just going to ban you permanently right now. I've had enough of your lip tonight. You're being an asshole. So how about you shut the fuck up? Really. You only do it, too, when I'm not looking at the chat. You're being a dick, and I fucking had enough of your shit, so shut up.
He's so rude to his chat. It's ridiculous. I don't even think Sambuca said anything. And then the worst part was Sambuca sent him a $2 super chat that basically apologized. So not needed. A defeatist mentality will always lead to defeat? Exactly. Put a vid in general Discord? Sure. Let me take a look. I guess I should have been ready for something here, right? Oh, that. Thanks, man. Oh, I feel that. I did not know it was coming, Dink Meme. Thanks, though, Meme, man. That's funny. I love how much content has come out of Phil. Like, it's been really... Honestly, like, for my own channel, I've really been enjoying covering Phil. I think it's been a nice change of pace.
Now, this is fucking frustrating as shit. You get to Master, and every connection literally has been bad. Every fucking connection tonight has been laggy as fuck.
Yeah, but it hasn't, though. Let's see. Alright, so now, I'll let him talk.
I needed one match to get Dalsim to Master. That was it. I played one match. It was against a Master Blanca. Beat him 2-0. Got so many points, went right into Master. And the moment I started playing matches against people on the Master level, the entire game got worse connections, constant dropped inputs, constant lag spikes, and stutters in the middle of the matches. And to the point where I think I beat 2 people tonight. In 2.5 hours, I think I only beat like 2 people tonight. I couldn't...
Well, he's wrong. He absolutely beat more than 2 people, but he doesn't remember that. He only remembers the bad. The mountain pass is harder than the Underdark path. I had a feeling. I really had a feeling. Because the Underdark is the one that has, like, the lamp, right? That's where you get, like, the broken lamp. Well, you get, like, the lamp, and then you have to basically, like, use that to go through the Underdark.
Didn't play. It was completely unplayable. And I'm thinking in my head, how could it be that the entire time that I was doing casual play, and the entire time that I was doing the ranked play in Diamond, that I didn't have this issue? And now, all of a sudden, when I'm in Master, now it's an issue. And I realized I had an epiphany. Skill...
Very good. I still got to figure out what I'm to do during that, because I think I have a broken lantern, and I don't think I've got it. I don't think I got it fixed. I got to figure out what I'm doing there.
The same issue that called.
Before I go there, though, I think I'm gonna try, because I realized that I didn't have Lizel yet in my in my entourage, so I'm gonna try to get her back first.
Because when you get to a certain...
You can do both, but it's recommended to do Underdark first, then Mountain Path. So I did, I did everything in the Underdark with, like, the Forge and all that. I guess my next step is to go into Act 2.
Level, the game now decides it just wants to put you in with better players, but it can only put you in with better players with worse connections because there's not as many players in the player pool to draw upon. There's far less people in Master than there are in Diamond.
Oh wait, did he say skill-based matchmaking?
That Call of Duty has. Because when you get to a...
Yeah, okay, so yeah, he's literally he's literally blaming skill-based matchmaking on on the reason why he's bad at Street Fighter. This is one reason I really don't like the skill-based matchmaking discussion, or rather the excuse of skill-based matchmaking, because I truly don't think I don't really think it's that, like, big of a deal, personally. I think people are a little too eager to blame it for their problems. Act 2 is where you need the lantern when in the Underdark. Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. Because I did, for a moment, go through there, and then when I realized I immediately... Like, when I realized I almost immediately needed the lantern, I think I messed that part up. So I just gotta basically find... I think I just gotta get it working again, I think is all. One thing my mentors teach me in kickboxing is if you don't push yourself to the limit, then you'll never improve. Defeat only happens when you lose mental control and quitting. Phil can learn from this. I agree. If Phil was willing to learn, he could do so much correctly.
Tonight. In 2.5 hours, I think I only beat like 2 people tonight. I couldn't play. It was completely unplayable. And I'm thinking in my head, how could it be that the entire time that I was doing casual play and the entire time that I was
Lizelle in my
doing
new
ranked play
playthrough, she's such
I didn't
a...
have
Yeah,
this issue.
I feel that. Lizelle is not my favorite. I definitely prefer a lot of the other people over Lizelle, but I haven't got to know Lizelle very well, so I suppose I'll be doing that soon.
Now, all of a sudden, when I'm in Master, now it's an issue. And I realized I had an epiphany. Skill-based matchmaking.
I don't like that he uses that as an excuse. Look at this smug face, dude. This is like the stuff that makes me hate Phil. I don't really hate a lot of people, but I really do not like Phil. And it's specifically because I don't like the smugness. That's one of my biggest problems.
The same issue that Call of Duty has. Because when you get to a certain level, the game now decides it just wants to put you in with better players, but it can only put you in with better players with worse connections because there's not as much...
We need a Y counter on DSP? I agree. Somebody pointed out, or somebody made like a list of like his 5 Ys. It's pretty crazy. There's an NPC that has a working lantern. Oh, nice. Is that in the Underdark? Well, wait. It's that one guy near the forge, right? Although I think he's the one that I got the broken one off of. So there's got to be somebody that has a working one. I guess I just need to find out where that is.
Many players in the player pool to draw upon. There's far less people in Master than there are in Diamond. There's far less people in Diamond than there are in Platinum. So when you're playing, if it's always picking you the best connections, right? You're going to get the best connections at lower level, and then as you get higher progressively, you're going to get worse connections.
That doesn't make any sense, though. I don't understand that mentality of, oh, you're going to get worse connections with better people. Wouldn't it make sense that the better people would have better connections? I mean, I could totally be, thinking that to myself as far as, the theory on that. But that doesn't really make a lot of sense, though. Oh, he is right about that. Okay. Gravity, big ups. Happy belated birthday, good sir. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would be curious to know then how that exactly works. I think for me, the thing is, when I watch him play, he does a lot of the wrong things. But, I mean, talking, generally about this topic, I think there's an actual conversation to be had. The problem is he's just using it to, explain why he lost. But he didn't lose because of matchmaking, because all of his connections were totally fine. Now, because if I'm top 1%, what if the only other 1% get matched with is from India because the other player pool is so small and far from each other? Okay. That does make sense. I appreciate that for clarity. Big ups, man. Thank you. So that part I do believe makes sense. The only hole in his theory for why that is affecting him is when you go to watch his gameplay, it is so it is a completely smooth connection and literally has no problems until he loses. That's the only problem with him, but
Sucks.
I will keep this up so I know when he goes live. I agree. Literally put you in your own skill bracket. Exactly. That is exactly why I don't like that argument, because I think the connection thing was a fair argument. The skill argument though, it's would you not want to face people of your similar skill level? It's just don't get better then, if that's the case. Meaning he should have a perfect 50-50 at winning and losing. If he just keeps losing, then he's just not that good. And right there is the ticket, my friend. Right there is the ticket. He's just not that good. Yeah, don't want to spoil it, but it is in a quest where you come across a working lantern. Okay. I appreciate that. That is very helpful, Buzzley. Thank you. I'm about to jump into it today, so I really appreciate any help on that, because that is literally I'm going to finish the thing up I'm on with Lizelle, and then I'm going to go straight into that. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, no, him blaming skill-based matchmaking is so stupid, because it literally like, that part is not affecting him. He literally just got Master last night, so. I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about skill-based matchmaking, so I can't comment on this stuff, to be honest. That's fair. Basically, the whole crux of skill-based matchmaking is when you get to a certain skill, based off of, like, the level of ranking system in a game, it basically puts you with people of similar skill, based off their ranking. And unfortunately, for somebody like Phil, he just cannot hang with the big dog, hang with the other people in his skill rank.
So tonight, I'm playing against people in Master, and literally it's like, oh, it claims the 20 to 30 millisecond connection. Okay, here we play.
Oh, wait, Minthara. Why does that sound? Wait, was she the one? She's the one in... Yeah. Oh, I can say I will not be recruiting Minthara because boy is my time up with her. Oh yeah, no. I literally threw Minthara off of a I threw Minthara off that little ledge. It's so funny that I know completely knocked out like a character that could have joined me. That's hilarious. Wally Wonka, thank you for coming by, man. I don't think I've ever seen you before, but dude, big ups. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to know how lag is only advantageous for opponent and not himself. That is a great point, honestly, Wally. Thank you for that. I just saw the DSP memes. Thank you for that, though. That is a fantastic point, because it doesn't logically make any sense for it to only affect his opponent, because they would both be suffering from the same thing. So that falls apart completely. Let's see here. Darkseid of Flow, thank you for coming by, man. Much appreciated. Thank you. Cannon Brothers wrote anti-DSP code into the rollback netcode. Now, yeah, you know, honestly, though, that would be an incredible troll. If somebody could do that, that'd be so good. Meme Man, are the memes in the Discord? If so, feel free to drop it there. Otherwise, if it was on Twitter, I can look that up too. Cannon Brothers. Oh, yeah. Okay, I read that one.
Ooh, drops frames. Drops.
Google. Oh, you mean general DSP memes. I got you. DSP from different agencies discussing DSP week. Oh, no, that's not. I think that's a maintenance thing. What we think beggars look like. What beggars actually look like. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. What is your favorite Powerpuff Girl? Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Press any button to continue. On. Wow. Dude, though, that explains a lot. Oh, here we go, dude. Come to the dark side. Also, I'd like to point out what he named his person in Baldur's Gate 3 is really just like, man, it feels like something that a detractor would have come up with, honestly. Makes sense. It's a good analogy being put two professional fighters up against each other in a match and not training, rather than putting one pro fighter up against a rookie in match and not training. Exactly. That's Phil's big thing.
Well, how do I play now? I'm Dalsim. This is not a rushdown character. This is not a character that I can just spam move. This is a character
Now, to be completely clear, I'm not going to pretend I know a ton about Street Fighter, but I've watched more than my fair share of Street Fighter, and I at least understand. I understand it from like a mechanical standpoint, and I think Phil is wrong on almost every aspect of it.
I have to do everything pinpoint accurate. I have to finish combos. I have to keep people away with zoning. I have to make sure that I can break a throw or do a drive reversal. I couldn't tell you how many times tonight drive reversal became plain drive impact instead. Trying to do a move, I got a parry. I don't know why. I actually have no explanation. People are now...
Maybe you just didn't put the input in, dude. That point was in discussion of skill-based matchmaking. Yeah. I swear to God, if DSP Mad is a Latina in Baldur's Gate 3... wait, is there any Latinas in Baldur's Gate 3? One thing that's interesting, I'll actually show you. Oh, actually, I need this one up. But Thank you to whoever just subbed. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. At least I think that's what that notification means. I really gotta go back to Streamlabs and check. Let me see, though, if I can find.
Hello.
So, when he was creating... By the way, I know that character creation takes a long time in Baldur's Gate, but it's just funny how much time he put into it. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the whole thing, though, is I don't think Phil understands... Even though he likes RPGs, I don't think he understands that the point of role-playing is to actually get into the character. You know, obviously you can play however you want, but he plays it as like a joke. This man proves DSP is a furry. Yeah, he called him Dark Scale Phil. Just let me just let you sink this in real quick. This is the state of Phil in 2023. We got Dark Scale Phil here on the left, and then we got Christmas side Phil here on the right. It's a whole thing, man. Yeah, exactly. A scaly is a terrifying thought. It's just so annoying. But let me see here if I can find. So when he is doing his secondary character, this part is kind of interesting.
Duh. Dark Scale Phil, duh, right? That was easy to figure out. There we go. He's a guardian, and you can completely randomize this. Let's just see if
Yeah, he pretty much just goes with random because he doesn't want to customize that one at all. I come in and CC what I want. In my mind, I pick Dragonborn Paladin in my finished playthrough. Yeah, I really want to do Dark Urge after I beat the game originally. Like, I want to go Dark Urge. My second playthrough, I'm a dwarf with an appropriate dwarf name. I like that a lot. That proves DSP is a scaly. That would be really funny, honestly. That would be so great. Yes, that is a great point, Darksea. When I was watching it, I was like, dude, that looks a little bit too much like Cat. I do want to point out something, though, that Indrid kind of pointed out yesterday. Indrid Cole, shout out to Detractor Beam. Watch this. So he gets on a black tiefling here.
Whoa, what in the holy hell? I don't even know what that is. What is that supposed to be? Like a Lilith demon or something.
Right? A Lilith demon. Okay. Well, let's see here. Let me get to... Okay, I think it's after this one.
No matter what, it's giving me a woman. Maybe it's intended that whatever you pick, you get the opposite gender. Maybe it's done on purpose. It seems like that, right? I'm getting a woman every time.
That kind of looks like Black Cat. Short Black Cat. Whoa, yeah, exactly.
Randomize.
Okay, I think it's after this one. Let's see. Yeah, did you... Okay. Now, she could totally be looking into it, but I'm kind of inclined to agree. He makes this little, Listen to this. Turn it up just a little. Okay, you know, yellow, white woman, whatever she is on screen, totally fine. And then we have...
Crazy hair.
And then really quickly he had to go into, crazy hair, because he's like, oh man. It's really telling, man.
Look at face tattoos. Holy crap.
Oh, look at those face tattoos, dude.
I don't know. Okay, maybe I'll just go completely random. I'll close my eye and mash like 5 times and just pick that character, right? Alright. I'm gonna close my eyes.
Okay. Do it then.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright. I have no idea what's on.
Oh, okay. This was super telling. Alright, so she's got like, I forget what that, what's that pigmentation disease? What do we call it? Pigmented... Oh yeah, like vitiligo? Is that how you say it? Vitiligo? Whatever. So he's gonna randomize, right? And it allows you to put loss of pigmentation in the character so that you can make it completely your own. This is his reaction to this.
on the screen. My eyes are closed. Whatever we got is what we're going with. You ready?
No, it's not, because it's not attractive enough. Vitiligo. Okay.
Oh my God. Well,
Yeah.
that's what we're going with. Jesus Christ.
No, it's not what you're going with. He's literally going to try to make her... Yeah.
Okay, it looks like she's got burned or something. Yeesh. Well, I guess we're going with a demon. Looks like a demon, right? I don't even know what race that is. What's it called? A tiefling. A Zerial tiefling.
I'm honestly surprised he could
I
even
guess we're going
pronounce
with
that.
right? What, tiefling is the best class in the game? It is?
Yeah, the opposite of what Michael Jackson got.
Is a
Yeah,
guardian.
basically.
Oh boy. I don't know. You guys know what it means. I don't know what it even means. It looks like she's like... Well, I guess she's not an elf at all, right? She's a demon, right? Tieflings are demons? Because I was going to say, it looks like she was a dark elf, but then she's a regular elf, like a wood elf and a dark elf together.
Uncle Ruckus
She has
2009.
horns. I have no idea. Again, I don't know, because she has demon horns.
Yeah, Phil, we got
saying
that part.
remove Vertigo. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that the skin coloration? Yeah, look. Oh, so what it is 2 colors of skin combined.
Oh my god, I just realized. I think Phil... Holy shit. Dude, I think Phil actually thinks that is a part of the game. I don't think he knows that's a real thing.
Oh. It's 2 colors of skin combined together. I see.
That's what he thinks it is?
Well, did it... I don't even understand how that gets set. So now she doesn't have it at all? So this is her original skin color? Or... I'm so confused. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I'm too confused. I don't know what's happening.
Oh my god. Phil actually does not know that that's a condition.
Alright, one more time. One more random.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to mess with the pigmentation. Dude.
There we go. Alright, we got it.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. Alright. So, we've got... Let's see here. We got Catherine Burnell. And then we've got whatever he's going to name her.
That's my companion right there. We're done.
Look, man, I'm just saying, all right? It's a little sus. Let me see if I can get a better up-to-date picture. I mean, see, the problem is we haven't seen her in years, so, you know, God can only imagine what she looks like. But, I mean, you remove the raccoon eyes, I think you just might have Catherine Burnell
That's
here.
what we're going with. I'm serious, too. That's what we're going with.
God, she looks a little too much like his wife.
Now we're talking. All right, here we are.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I hope you're all ready. Oh boy.
Good morning, everyone. On today's show, we're going to be talking all about my first experiences with Baldur's Gate 3 yesterday and the fallout of that, including how often I'll be playing it and discussion about how it kind of fits into the streaming schedule and the business after how crazy good that stream did. In addition to that, we have to talk about the future of Street Fighter in my content, which is kind of bittersweet, but we're going to have a serious conversation about it. Also, a little bit of news today and a little bit of variety. So, all this and more on today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Dude, it's just all about him. Like, there's not an actual topic on the podcast. It's so stupid. I'd also like to point out how stupid this intro is. And the fact that he's got 2 for them, it's so lazy, man. Everything about his content it's upsetting, to say the least. Alright. Alright, Phil, come on.
Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, the 12th of December, 2023. I'm DSP, and I welcome you here to the show. We got a lot to talk about today. Let's jump right into it, since, obviously, everyone wants to hear about what happened yesterday, because there was a lot of interesting stuff that happened yesterday on my stream.
Oh, we got a Jasper alert.
Streams that we absolutely need to address. Some very good, some bad. As is with life, right? Life is a mix.
There's a furry cult. You should document that furry cult of Gara. That would be interesting. I'll have to look that up.
Not all one
I assume
way
you
or
could
the
just
other.
find
That's a
it,
good thing. Rather have
info on it.
that way, right? So let us talk, shall we? But
Cults
by the
are
way,
already of interest to me, as you probably well know. So yeah, that would definitely be something to
Jasper
check.
Kitty to join us early. Joining us early today, Jasper.
That poor
Anyway,
cat. Dude.
so let's talk.
Feel so bad for that cat.
Before we get to gaming today, which, by the way, today's streams are RoboCop and Like a Dragon Gaiden. A very different day today than what we did yesterday, that's for sure. But again, that's why I love being an interactive variety streamer. I don't just do the same thing every day. I mix it up. I get tons of different content on the streams, and any given day, we could have a totally different crowd. Just take a look. Today, we have, 200, 300 people on the podcast? But you guys are here for a different reason than the people who were here yesterday who were all hyped for Baldur's Gate 3, right?
Dude, see, the thing he doesn't understand, though, that was just more trolls coming out in general. That wasn't people who were excited to watch a brand new gameplay through from Darkside Phil. Like, that's just not it. Richard Vivitex, you say, I'm sorry, I don't get how Phil is a good storyteller. He's just fucking boring and dull. Dude's a narcissist as well, so it's even more dull. Yeah. Rice, gonna be honest, watching Phil talking about Baldur's Gate 3 was fucking painful. I agree, man. It's really, really rough. Because he just doesn't concept it at all. Which is like one of the hardest things. He just doesn't get it.
Right? And that's a good thing. That's why this number makes more sense when, well, not this kitty, but this number under his head makes more sense when you look at it in context. People say, well, I don't understand. If your average stream has 300 to 400 viewers, how could you have 600 members? Because that many people get gifted. That is literally it. That's how many people are on a stream at a given time. That's not the total number of people who watch my stuff and like it. You understand?
No. I hate that he doesn't understand the algorithm, man. I think I've got to go for a bit. I hope you survived the Philiptisms. Thank you, Dank Memer. Much appreciated, good sir. I will do my best.
Dan, there's different crowds that come in for different kinds of content.
But there's not. You have your trolls, and you've got your core few, and that's it, man. That is it.
And that's why it works. In fact, there was a very interesting thing said yesterday after my stream of Baldur's Gate 3 ended, and I'm going to directly address it today. Okay. Anyway.
All right. I'm very curious as to what this will be.
Speaking of which, let's start at the beginning. Let's talk about yesterday's content.
Oh, come on, Phil.
Let's talk about Baldur's Gate 3.
Ew.
How it went.
Snort Exchange, what's up? Thank you for coming by, man. Much appreciated. OMG, Jasper. I know, dude. Jasper was literally, he's like, oh, I gotta be in on this shit.
Game.
Automatically.
You're here on the stream.
Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it.
Cool. So yesterday was the premiere of Baldur's Gate 3. You guys had literally been asking me.
Yeah, this is what we're here for. Just come on, Phil.
Play this game since the day it came out in August, which of course it wasn't viable. I don't have a way to play this on PC. I do have a mini PC. But
it works. Begging for grocery money? Yeah, exactly. Wally Wonka, thank you for still being here. I appreciate that a lot. To all of you watching,
not good enough
thank
to
you.
run the game at any feasible graphic settings.
I'm back. Thought it was the pizza. Hell yeah, man.
And my other PC is just strictly for capturing and streaming, so I really had no means.
You know what? I got a little bit of skip juice, so let's just go ahead and put this guy on. We'll put him on 1 1/4 so we don't completely blow through.
To play this game. Then it came out on PS5 in September, but I was already getting into heavy other playthroughs, for example, Lies of P and stuff like that.
I would have started it right after Starfield.
You guys
should have started it right after that.
We got to a point where the schedule opened up and there was time to play a very lengthy RPG for a set amount of time. I would play it, but I didn't know when that was going to be, okay?
Phil got cucked by his wallet.
So,
no self-control.
I am excited
Not
to
at
play
all.
the game. I jump into the game, and we've got, no exaggeration, by the end of yesterday's podcast, over 1,000 viewers on the stream. Now, admittedly, I know those weren't all legit my viewers. I think what happened was a few people perhaps sent others over because they were interested to see my, reaction.
Okay, but realistically though, who would have sent people over to his that doesn't make any sense. That's one of the things I don't understand why he thinks that, because who in their right mind would send anybody over to watch him? Shiny Teeth, what's up, man? Thanks for coming by. Getting into heavy other playthroughs, valedictorian. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. 100%. This is the face of a former valedictorian.
Into Baldur's Gate 3 in whatever way. I don't know. Some people rumored that it was certain streamers and stuff that did it. I don't know who really did it.
No, there's rumors. Yeah, started by who? You?
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you do get a message when somebody raids you. So, absolutely not. Like, I was in the stream. Yes, well, I guess I was watching through Detractor Beam, but point still stands. There's no way it could have been somebody, because I don't remember seeing that pop up.
It was nice to have that kind of day one hype for a game. I mean, no exaggeration. This year, I don't know if I had that level of hype for any game I played.
That's the only game people wanted you to play.
Remake, but that was about it. I can't even think of another game that I had like 1,000 viewers on stream for. I did have 1,000 viewers for drama. You know, whenever there was drama bullshit going on, like Comcast has my internet being screwed up and shit like that. But never did I have like a day one premiere that big. And here's the truth. If I had played Baldur's Gate 3 on release day, I would not have had that crowd.
You know what? I really don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I bet he probably would have actually had a couple thousand, honestly. Because I think enough people would have been showing up just to see it being played. Personally, that's what I think.
It was only because the game has been so applauded, lauded, praised, given Game of the Year award after Game of the Year award. Now that I'm playing it, it has that level of hype behind it. It wouldn't have had that hype if I had played it back in August.
It had that hype back in August. In fact, we can literally look back. Just to prove, we got Baldur's Gate, or as I like to call it, Beggars Gate. Alright. August 3rd. Now, these are the most recent. We've got August 13th, August 20th, August 13th, August 13th, August 28th, August 8th, September 10th, August 15th, August 27th. Let's see. August 2nd, August 5th, August 6th, August 7th, August 7th, August 8th. You get my point. Basically, if he would have played it in September, he would have had so many people watching.
I'm just saying. So it kind of works out that I'm playing it now when more people actually know about it and want to see it. So, here's what I have to say. And I'm not going to go into monstrous, arduous detail about this. What I want to give you is my general thoughts about Baldur's Gate 3 after having played it for around 3 hours yesterday. Okay? The graphics are good. They're very good on PS5. They ran at a nice, silky smooth 60 frames per second most of the time. And the detail was great. The character models particularly look really good. The environments, well, some of them look good, some of them not as good. But definitely the production values show. Okay? Compare this to Divinity Original Sin 2, which I'm going to be doing a lot of comparison between the two, because that's really the only other game of this style that I've ever played.
That is unfortunate, but true. Dink Memer, let's make this more interesting, because Phil's a boring asshole. What's your favorite types of ice cream? That is a good question. Thank you. Mine are coffee mint chip, or mint chocolate chip, salted caramel, and strawberry sundaes. Very nice. For me, I would say I really like a good Frosty, which I know is just chocolate, but I like a good Frosty. Good ice cream cone that's just straight up vanilla is great. I'm a huge pumpkin guy, so I gotta go pumpkin ice cream. And cookies and cream. Very simple flavored.
For sure, you can see that there was a better budget, more detail. For example, the cutscenes, you're always zooming in on the characters close. You're not doing these up in the sky aerial drone shots like it looks like when you're playing Divinity. And as I said, the character models just look a lot better. So in that regard, it's more cinematic. It's more dramatic than Divinity is. So the story so far. We're only 3 hours in, and the story has just begun. I don't want to spoil it, but it's interesting. Like, I have absolutely no idea what's going on in the story.
Thank you, Mrs. Rice. I really... Okay, yeah, full disclosure. The Peppermint Frosty at Wendy's slaps, man. It is so good. Not to channel my inner Wings of Redemption, but, man, the Peppermint Frosty at Wendy's, on another level.
Because we're so early in. Plus, I've never played a Baldur's Gate game before. I've never played a D&D game before. So not having those backgrounds, I don't really have a frame of reference to say, oh, it must be this is related to this, and this is going to happen because of this.
Chat, out of curiosity, how much time do you think Phil spent at the arcade as a kid? Like, if you had to say however many hours a day, days per week, how long do you think he actually spent at the arcade? Because it's really crazy to me that Phil grew up in the 80s and never played D&D. Maybe it's just me, like, assuming that so many people did, but I'm just curious.
I don't have any of that, right? So, because of that, it really is interesting. It's like a first-time experience for me, which is better, right, than if I'd gone in with preconceived notions of what the game's about and what it is. I like the fact that at any moment I have no idea who's going to show up, what's going to happen. So,
You know what, Shiny Teeth, that is an excellent point. You do need friends for D&D, and I 100% don't believe Phil had enough. We just got Wendy's in the UK. We only get vanilla and chocolate. Well, I mean, at least the chocolate's good. I mean, the vanilla is not bad. But yeah, no, I mean, that's not bad, man. Big ups for Wendy's in the UK. Get a little slice of Wings of Redemption life.
someone going to join the party? Is someone going to attack us? You know, is someone going to betray us? Who knows? And it's kind of interesting in that way. It seems like right now, early on, what they're trying to do is early party building. It's like we just keep running into people who want to join the party. So that's kind of neat.
A lot of time at the arcades or on a console, he sure shit wasn't playing sports or working. 100% not. He actually said yesterday when he was playing Baldur's Gate, he literally said that people in high school said that, or what was it he said? He said they called him Phil with the oddly shaped head. I'll have to find the clip after this is over, but he actually said people called him that.
I don't know if that will have any impact. Like, I don't know if there's
Dairy
more
Queen
on how
cheese
many party
curds.
members
Those
you
are pretty
have.
bomb.
The first stream I had 4 party
I
members.
won't disagree.
But maybe there's more coming up. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But so far in that regard,
That's just sad. Holy fuck. Yeah, I know. It's terrible, isn't it? I made this joke on your Is Phil Running a Cult stream, and it was this. If Phil were to grape some... Oh, okay. To someone derailing chat, he would say whilst unzipping his pants, "You derail chat." Jesus, thank you. Oh, and when pumpkin pie ice cream comes out, yes, I am all over that. I said as much, Mrs. Rice. Thank you.
story's interesting. You know, graphics, cinematics, all good. Combat. Now, this is going to be... you know what I should say? Not just combat, but gameplay in general. This is going to be what I'm going to be critical of, all right? Because I'm going to be honest.
Okay, you're going to be honest, but objectively, the gameplay and combat are not bad. I think we can all agree. Those of us who've played Baldur's Gate 3, I think it's honestly one of the best combat types for the type of game it is, and it's probably the best they could have done for a game like this.
With all of you about this. As you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, okay? So many people told me, this game is not Divinity Original Sin 2. Don't worry about that. If you play this game, don't worry. It's very different. You're going to like it. Ladies and gentlemen, this game is Divinity Original Sin 2 Part 2. It's the same stuff. It plays exactly like Divinity. The combat engine is nearly identical for me. I mean, the menus are different. The effects are different on the moves that I'm doing. But it plays just like Divinity. Like, there's no difference. It's top-down style angles. You have to have these painstaking moves where there's certain distance you can move and rules to how actions you can take during a turn.
Yeah, because people like that, Phil. That's D&D, man. He's going to be honest, but his opinion is objectively false. 100%. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet. What's the best aspects of the combat? For me, it's like the tactical nature of it, because it's all very like creative, right? Good example would be like when I get into a fight and I'm fighting somebody. If there's a ledge, I can push them off that ledge with like an extra action, or it's about where I position my characters. You know, it's all very up to you. Like, you make the most of it how you want to, and Phil is not creative enough to do that. Like, XCOM gives you a good set of rules, but Baldur's Gate 3 wants you to be creative, and Phil's not creative. That's basically what it comes down to.
Burn and things like that. And, you have to know effects. Oh, you have to know this effect has this effect.
Okay, by the way, when he says effects, he means the fact that oil creates fire when lit. He doesn't understand that.
On this and has a chance to do this and may do this. You have to know how to target things properly because it's so intricate. Now, here's the thing. If you know the engine, if you get the combat, if you understand the game...
It is literally normal physics, though. Like, it's not crazy. You just have to know how life works, but that's the problem, is Phil doesn't know how life works. Is it kind of like Chrono Trigger, where you have to be patient and creative with your techniques in order to damage enemies effectively? Yeah, I would say, like, it obviously doesn't quite play like that, but in terms of status effects and things like that, you've played a Final Fantasy, you understand the general idea, right? Basically, like, It's Dungeons and Dragons. It's literally like Dungeons and Dragons in a video game. So if you were like, if you see your party, right, is standing in a pool of water, if you have an electrical spell, you throw that electrical spell and they'll electrocute because they're standing in water. If they're near a large cliff, you could push them off the cliff, or you could have the chance to push them off of the cliff. If they're weak against, melee or swords or bows, you use those things. It's all very like standard, but Phil doesn't pick that up.
Play. I feel like this game will absolutely shine. But as a newcomer, someone coming into this franchise, again, never having played a Baldur's Gate, never having played a D&D game whatsoever, the only exposure I've even had to this style of game was Divinity 2, I can tell you, this is a pain in the ass.
But it's not. It's just not. Like, I didn't play Divinity 2, but I played a decent amount of Divinity 1, and it was a little bit of a learning curve, for sure. But when you get into that groove of things, it's not bad. It's just not pick up and play the way that Phil wants it to be. I truly believe that's it.
This game is so complicated because it has so many things going on at once.
You're not smart enough, Phil. That's why.
That you have to micro
Sentient
every
lighting.
little thing.
Yeah, exact. Lightning. Yes, exactly. I like Phil wants to be able to play a game that is so like simple. And that's the problem, is this is not a simple game. Not in the way that Phil wants it to be.
And in addition to that, this game absolutely does not explain half the gameplay mechanics.
That is false. It has a very good tutorial. That whole ship level is specifically a tutorial.
At all. You're just expected to understand how fire can ignite oil and
Hold up. All right, guys. Did you know the game wants you to know that fire can ignite oil?
play mechanics. At all. You're just expected to understand how fire can ignite oil and how when you throw a fireball at an enemy and it hits the enemy, it won't ignite the oil on the ground. If you throw the fire on the ground, it'll ignite the fire, but it won't deal direct damage to the enemy. If you want to blow up a barrel, you can't just light oil under the barrel. You have to hit the barrel directly and then the barrel will explode. These are all just little nuances.
Okay, but they're so obvious though, man. He said the thing. Fire can ignite oil? Like, this was a valedictorian. This man was a valedictorian and doesn't understand oil and fire. Boom. Oh my god. Cavemen understood this. What are we doing? Oh, what a dent. Yeah, exactly. And notice how really bad reviewers like Under the Mayo and Phil can just not be creative without a game being blatantly clear to them. They really don't. Everybody's always talking about like game reviewers and stuff, but like, dude, Phil and Under the Mayo are the perfect examples for people that just don't get it.
But these are critical things you need to know about combat that the game never explains.
That's something you should know about life. Could you imagine Phil going to doing an oil change and him not realizing that those two, like a fire and oil touch, boom? God.
So, basically, just starting, okay? This is absolutely complicated as hell, all right? I'm not saying that's bad. I'm telling you from an outsider's perspective. This is a daunting game because you're jumping into something with no prerequisite knowledge, and the game kind of expects you to understand these gameplay mechanics.
It expects you to understand life as you know it. That is the problem.
I mean, the camp. I didn't even understand the concept of camp. I was like, what is this? Mechanics. I mean, the camp. I didn't even understand the concept of camp. I was like, what is this?
Oh my god! What's up, Johnny J.H.? Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you, man. Big ups. Oh my god, what? Phil! Have you never been camping before? I'm gonna one more time, guys, just for the record, one more time.
Game, because you're jumping into something with no prerequisite knowledge, and the game kind of expects you to understand these gameplay mechanics. I mean, the camp.
Hello, God, that Baldur's Gate stream was fucking bad. It was, man.
I didn't even understand the concept of camp. I was like, what is this? All of a sudden, we're in a camp. Where are we? What is this? And people had to
Where are we? What is this?
explain to me. So in this
Why do they have tents, dude? Dude, what the hell is up with the tents over there, man? What are they doing? What is this, a Bass Pro Shop?
game, camp is a virtual area outside of the realms of the real map. Where
Yes.
You're safe, and this is where you can store inventory, talk to your party members, do all this stuff. I was like, and when were they going to explain that? I'm here, but I don't even know where I am. Is this part of the map? Is there a dungeon over here? Can I be
Look at the map, dunce.
attacked by enemies? Should I be nervous? What's going on? Never explained.
Should I be nervous? Oh, it hurts. Should I be nervous? Why are there tents at camp? Should I be nervous?
Blank, just figure it out. That's what I mean. That's how the game is. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people like that. I remember, I will hearken this back to over 12 years ago, if you remember. There was a little game that I played in the fall of 2011. And at that time, I also had absolutely no prerequisite knowledge whatsoever of this game or the franchise or anything about it. You may remember it because some people think that it's a pretty interesting game. It's called Dark Souls. Remember?
Phil, this is the furthest thing from Dark Souls you could possibly compare it to. Oh my god, it's so far and away from Dark Souls. Should I be nervous?
For that one?
That's great, man. I gotta get a clip of that.
So I remember playing Dark Souls and having absolutely no knowledge of it whatsoever. And that game was a goddamn nightmare. Okay? I didn't have the strategy guide. I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, by the way, this man is absolutely somebody who bought strategy guides with full intention to use it as a walkthrough. There is evidence in past videos, unfortunately.
I was trying to actually play the game before I live streamed, reading the video comments. So I would play that game for like 3 to 5 hours, have no idea what I'm doing, just die, get lost, be frustrated, upload, and the next day I would read your video comments about the game.
He needed YouTube video comments to get through a video game. God, Phil.
I would say, oh, so this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Eventually I gave up. I got to Blighttown and I quit. I said, I don't want to play this anymore.
Of course you got to Blighttown and quit. That's great.
It's just not fun. For someone like me, who likes learning games on the fly, who doesn't want to open a book to study the game's mechanics and what to do in the game, this is not fun. As an outsider to this franchise, this sucks. Now, here's the thing. Over the years, I became an interactive live streamer, right? I remember going back to Dark Souls when I started streaming, and you guys basically handheld me. And
yeah, and it's been a crutch that you've used ever since, man. It's just embarrassing, honestly. The podcast moments are fucking stupid. He complains how the game is too long, then talks for 3 hours. Yeah, it's awful, man. It's so bad. Yeah, he couldn't just use the internet, man. He had to use the YouTube comment section.
and you guided me through the game. You explained gameplay mechanics. You showed me where to go.
Give me 4 things that has ticked off DSP other than Comcast. Baldur's Gate 3. I was just watching him play Resident Evil over on WPIG. Shout out. Yeah, the dogs in Resident Evil. His back taxes. And grocery shopping. I mean, like, everything ticks him off, man. It's just awful.
Oh, and how to fight bosses and how this game works. And after that...
Exactly. He does want chat to carry him through the game. That is a prerequisite. He actually stood there when playing, I want to say it was Oblivion, and, like, made the chat help him. It was ridiculous.
Guided tour of Dark Souls. I gained an appreciation for what the game was. I then went back multiple times.
Yeah, I used a guide for Dark Souls, man. Like, I get it. Dark Souls was not, like, super welcoming, but once you understood it, you didn't need a guide anymore. But Phil did. Phil absolutely did.
Myself and played it for real. I then went on to play Dark Souls 2 multiple times. Dark Souls 2.
Oh, you're not brain damaged, Dink Neemer. When people like Phil out there exist, nah, you're not brain damaged.
3 multiple times. Bloodborne multiple times. Sekiro once. And Elden Ring 1.5 times. Right? Plus, Demon Souls the original. Demon Souls...
Oblivion, more like Oblivious? Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yes, Buzzley, actually Oblivion. This man loves Bethesda games, but needs handheld all the way through.
The original again, the Demon Souls remake. I now even have branched out to Armored Core and other games from FromSoft, right? So
Armored Core's not... It's an action game, man. It's not like Dark Souls.
that's the thing. The original experience with a game can be very frustrating if it is this style of game. But I know from experience from Dark Souls that if I had written off every From Software game from then on and said, screw those games. Those games don't explain anything. That's not worth my time. It's too frustrating. I'll never play them again.
You almost
Can you imagine
did.
if I never played a FromSoft game in the last 15 years after Dark Souls 1? How much would I have been missing? Just as a variety gamer, right? I'm really...
How is a man that plays games for a living is so bad? I'm guessing it's all that Jin and WWE champions. I think there's something to that.
really would have been doing a disservice to myself and all of you by not playing any games from FromSoft because I decided to be stubborn because I didn't enjoy my first time experience with the game.
In fact,
learning from that experience, many years later, playing Baldur's Gate 3, despite the fact that my first 3 hours were literally a comedy of errors. Like, how do I target something? Why the hell can't I figure this out? Why, when I threw the fireball at the person, how did it miss the person, but then not hit the oil under their feet and ignite it? It doesn't even make sense. If I take a ball of fire and throw it at you, and you step to the side, it touches the floor and should light it. No, not in this game. If something misses, it literally disappears from existence.
Oh, do I have
Those
to...
These are things you need to know as you play through the game.
Man, I just
you don't
wanna
know them
look.
until you play, and then you have to learn through trial and error and
don't wanna
arduous time
sign-
investment, which is again what I was trying to get at months and months ago. When I told you guys when the game came out, I said, you guys got to understand, I know what kind of game this is going to be. This is this situation again, where this game is amazing if you have the time to invest in it, to learn it, to immerse yourself in the world and
we'll
the
look at that
mechanics
later.
and the elements so that you can actually learn. Not, oh, I play it once a week for 3 hours, I learn nothing, I flub my way through it.
But, okay, right there, though, Phil, that should immediately tell you, you know what? This game requires more of me. So, in order to appease demand, we're going to make every stream for at least the next week. This is Baldur's Gate. That's what you should have done, but you didn't. Instead, we'll just play it a few times a week, guys. We'll play a couple hour chunks. He will probably finish this game by June of this next year. If we're lucky.
And I don't have time to play it again because I'm juggling 7 other games, right?
Then don't juggle 7 other games.
That's definitely not this style of game at all. It wouldn't make sense. So that's why I didn't play it back then. I think by waiting, I've done the right thing. Now we can focus on this game. This is one of my major game playthroughs right now, and it will be for a month or longer. We'll be able to focus on it, learn it, enjoy it, and I feel like that's definitely the way to approach it. So,
wife texted me very good. I guess my wife is still watching stream. She said he lost too many brain cells during the fappening.
well, I'm hopefully
100%.
I think I did.
I think he blew a gasket during the fappening, honestly.
The fact that so many people came out, watched, supported yesterday, obviously is a sign that people want to see it and didn't care that I played it 4 months later than when it came out.
That should also tell you that you should start. You should start playing it more. Drop other games if you need to. Play it more.
Like I said, I actually feel like there's more hype now because I waited. Okay? Anyway, so...
The incident of May 26th.
After having played the game for 3 hours, I like it. Now, was it frustrating? Yes. In particular, now that you guys, there's going to be some spoilers here. If you've never played the game, or if you didn't see part 3 of my playthrough yesterday, there's one particular segment I'd like to address, okay?
Okay, this is specifically when he says spoilers, he's talking about for his playthrough, not actual spoilers.
The final 30 minutes of my playthrough yesterday.
You get that, bud? Dude, why?
Yes, okay? The final 30 minutes of my playthrough yesterday.
This is sped up, by the way.
Argue.
Ew! Dude! Oh, dude! You are on stream, my guy.
The biggest comedy of errors situation, like just mistake after mistake after mistake that I think I've ever had in any RPG. All right, so here's what happened. I want to tell you the story because it's so funny. So,
Not funny. I didn't laugh.
see a crack in the ground. I just formed my party. We had 4 people. I hadn't even used them yet. I didn't even know their abilities. Seriously, I just formed the party, right? I see a crack in the ground. And I'm like, oh, I wonder how you do this. Is there
Ew, Phil, what is on that finger, my guy?
a way to like bust this open or something? I'm looking all around and I notice that there's a block hanging in the sky. So I want to get that block to drop. How do I do it? Well, I have spells. So how do I do it? I'm trying to target it. The controls are so bad on console when it comes to targeting. I can't target the goddamn thing that's right there. It won't let me like have the cursor go up there. And people are like, if you play it on PC, this is simple. You just take the mouse, click, you're done. But on console, you're trying to do this with your freaking controller. It's like impossible to target this goddamn thing. It's so stupid.
I bet it's not that hard. I play on mouse and keyboard, but I bet it's not that hard. Oh, what's up, Anthony? Thanks for stopping by, man. Life's good, man. Yeah, we're just we're watching. We're watching Phil talk about his experience with Baldur's Gate 3, and needless to say, it's pretty entertaining.
Okay? So finally, after fucking with this thing for like 2-3 minutes, I finally target it. I hit it. It opens the floor. So now how do I get in there? Is there a button that just says enter? No.
You jump in it, dude.
You have to use a jump mechanic to jump into the hole. Okay? So I flub with...
Why does he say that like it's weird? That's not weird. You know how many games do that? That's not weird.
that. Finally, I figure out the targeting for the jump mechanic, and I jump inside. Oh, cool. What's in here? A secret? Yeah, a secret fight against people who jump.
Oh, wait. That's right, because that's exactly... Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, it would have gone completely different if you would have done something else. It's a whole dungeon, man. It's like one of the first. I played Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam Deck. The controls are surprisingly nice. Oh, well, that's good to know. I actually just downloaded that on Steam Deck because I wanted to play it portably. Have you determined if his connection with his fan base is cultish? Yes. On the last stream I did, me and ALD did come to the finalization that he, like, what was it? He ranked, I think, 54 or 56 out of the total of almost 100 questions that it was a cult. So if we're going above 50% as yes, then yes.
Jump you, and now you have to have this tough-ass fight down here against a whole party of enemies who get the drop on you.
I need one more thing that makes DSP mad. Laggy connections. Laggy connections, I would say.
Now, again, I had never used my party, so I didn't know what their abilities are. I didn't know how to use them in combat properly whatsoever, and I'm trying...
Oh, yeah, BG. Well, dude, I don't think we'll see him get to the Underdark. I think he's going to drop this game. The moment he has a slow stream, he's going to drop it.
Trying to figure this out on the fly. Meanwhile, all these enemies are ranged. They're all shooting arrows through a door and just destroying me. So my party members are getting stunned. I have to pick them back up, stun them. So one person had this oil spell. And I'm like, oh, this is great because they're all grouped together. I'll use it. So I use it. One of them fell. The rest of them just stood there as if nothing happened. Oh, okay, let me ignite the oil. So what I'll do is I'll throw a fireball at one of the enemies, and even if it hits, great. If it doesn't, it should hit the floor and light the oil. No, that's not how this game works. The fireball misses and it disappears from existence. Because that's really what happens in real life. If you throw something at someone and they dodge it, it just disappears. It like goes into a void and has no effect on the environment, right?
Dude. You have to target the oil. Phil, come on. I need to hear this one more time, just to make sure I got that.
The fireball misses and it disappears from existence. Because that's really what happens in real life. If you throw something at someone and they dodge it, it just disappears. It like goes into a void and doesn't...
Yeah, Phil... yes. Throwing fireballs in real life. The true test of any great magician. Yeah, he called a wizard a magician yesterday, by the way. The cult test was great. I enjoyed it. Oh, nice, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wasn't... I didn't know who all was there for that, but yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It was a very good stream. I enjoyed hanging out with ALT.
It has no effect on the environment.
All right, we'll have a fun stream. Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate it, man.
Right? Anyway, so it was just a bunch of that, and basically what happened was, through a very
fantastic meme, man. I'll take a look.
But two of my party members died. One of them, I believe his name is Gale, and he was a brand new wizard who I just had join the party.
He called him a magician. Just to be clear, he called him a magician.
So he dies, and all of a sudden, this hologram appears. And it's him, but he's dead. And he's like, if you're seeing this, I'm dead, and you must revive me within 2 days. It's imperative that I come back to life, because I guess he's tied to some kind of plot line where he thinks he's super important and can save the world or something like that.
Meme Man, this is great. Thank you. Guys, I gotta show you this. Meme Man just made this for me. Oh, it's so good. Thanks, man. That's great. I love it. Thank you.
Like that. So he tells you this really ridiculous, elaborate way to revive him. And I'm like, yeah, the stream's over. You know, I'm not really paying attention.
Yeah, the stream's over. I'm not going to pay attention, even though I need that as a critical thing, just in case. Use that as a thumbnail. I very well might, good sir. I actually was already coming up with plans on how I could use that, so thank you for that.
This. Let me just go ahead and get through it, end the stream, and we'll pay attention to this tomorrow or whatever. Okay? So I go, and then all of a sudden...
Oh, you see that, guys? Yeah, because that's how you turn off a PS5 in real life.
We'll pay attention to this tomorrow.
Just like the fireball.
Okay? So I go, da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, it goes back to controlling your party members, and they die. Game over.
What? Wait, hold up, Phil. It's turn-based. How did you just die? All right, we guys, I promise we will take a look at this after the podcast once we get through like his bullshit.
What? Why did they die? Now, before people can even explain to me why they died, I say, all right, well, let's resume. At least if it resumes and it's like the beginning of the fight, that's annoying because the fight took like 20 minutes, so I have to redo the fight. But admittedly, I played the fight poorly. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand the elements. If I redo the fight, probably I'll do better the second time. Hopefully, all my characters won't die or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let's do that and redo it. I hit reload. The game crashes. It won't load my save. I'm like, what? The game crashes.
This is great. Let's watch this.
It won't load my save. I'm like, what?
Off topic, I don't want Phil to play Sonic PS6. He's going to disrespect the fuck out of Chaos X's hard work and dedication because he's such a moron. Yep, 100%, man. You can't give this guy anything, like, useful. Fun fact, automatic fireballs were discontinued. My favorite candy. That sounds kind of good. I'll have to take a look at those. Gale does blow up if you don't revive him. Ooh. God, yeah. And can you imagine, like, he's going to be so greedy with all the items, he's not going to want to give anything to Gale?
And I haven't seen a game crash on PS5 in ages. Like, ages.
Yeah, dude, it's probably dusty as hell. You need to, like, blow that out, man.
Yes, I haven't seen this at all. I'm like, what's funny is Ballock says, you keep forgetting you can throw health potions at your party members. I can't. I tried.
You can. You can. It's, oh, man.
It wouldn't have the throw command. It didn't, I was looking.
You don't use the...
Can I throw? It wouldn't, they were always grayed out. I don't know why. Again, this is something that I have to figure out as we play the game more. I don't really understand it. We just started. I fought like 4 fights the whole game so far. So, anyway. So then I...
God, he's getting so worked up over this.
Reload the entire game, and then luckily it did load. But basically, it's locked me into the fight. Like, I can't even choose to not go down there if I wanted to skip that fight and do it later. I can't. They locked me in. That's where the load begins.
So save like you do in a Bethesda game, man. It's so simple. You can easily skirt all these issues if you just tried.
When I play again, I have to do this fight first thing. There's nothing else I can do. I have to fight this thing, this group of enemies, and try to do better. Okay? So anyway, after having reloaded, I ask everyone, so what happened? Oh, well, you might not know this. Well, how would I, right? But when
how would he? Oh.
Gale dies, his body exhumes a poison gas cloud that noxiously poisons everyone around it. So because he died, your whole party was in the cloud and you died. Oh, I was supposed to know that. Maybe it would have been convenient if they explained that in the entire 5-minute cutscene that happened after he died, explaining how to revive him. Like, would it have been nice to add a little addendum? Oh, by the way, while you're trying to revive me, there's a noxious gas cloud you should avoid. No, that doesn't need to be said. You're just supposed to know that, right?
Okay, man, but that is why you go to the camp. That is why you go to the camp, man. It's so obvious. Ugh. That's why you talk to your party members. I'm talking to my employee right now, making an MC for my game. Dude, that's awesome. Big ups for that. I'm still excited to see what you come up with me, man. I think it'll be good.
You know what I mean? Like, what? But again, that's the game. This game is like Dark Souls. You need to have...
I hate that. It is the furthest thing from Dark Souls.
So much prerequisite knowledge. And once you have it, then likely it's going to be interesting. But once you're playing from a perspective of a first time...
I don't know if Gale tells you that, but when you're talking to him about his like affliction, he does make it pretty. He makes it pretty apparent that something bad could happen. So I don't know, but this is still nothing like Dark Souls.
Timer, this game actually is a pain in the ass. All right. Now here's the thing. Luckily, for me, all right, I'm an interactive streamer. As I play,
dude. Stop using these buzzwords.
This game, I'm going to have you guys with me to help me understand these gameplay mechanics that otherwise I'd have to look up on the internet and study to figure out, okay? That's a good thing. That's a great thing. I want to have that interactive experience with all of you, all right? So, I hope that you guys will show up, that you guys will engage and will support future Baldur's Gate 3 streams, and there's going to be a lot of them, all right? I mean, tomorrow, is the first stream coming up that will continue with the game. I'm playing it again on Friday.
Sup, Intelligent Counterspell. Thanks for stopping by, man. Big ups, and yeah, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. I've never played a CRPG in my life, and I never had a problem understanding the mechanics of Baldur's Gate 3 and very dumb at times. Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way, man. I don't play CRPGs. They're not normally my thing. But Baldur's Gate 3, I picked up pretty quick. Like, it wasn't really too bad at all. So basically, it will pull Doki Doki Tango back to normal. This happens for one level, then it will happen 4 often towards at the end of the game. So I get an innocent MC turns into a traumatized 1,000-yard steer at the end. Ooh, I like it. Creepy, but I like it.
Friday, okay? So my next 2 major streams after today are actually Baldur's Gate 3, and this will be a major playthrough 2 to 3 times a week. So we're going to have probably about 10 hours of progress a week, roughly, in the game.
I feel like that's not enough, though, man. Like, you're sitting here complaining that the game requires so much of your attention and time, yet you're wanting to put it off. I don't think that's valuable time.
Game, which is good. And if I continue to play it at that rate over the next several weeks, we'll get pretty far into this game before other releases start coming out in 2024. All right?
Yeah, 100% Tick Memer. They're not the same at all. Very, very different. The only thing that I think what he's trying to say is that it's as complex, but Dark Souls and Baldur's Gate 3, there's a huge difference in complexity, I would say.
So, that's a good, I'm enjoying it, and I want to say thank you. That was a great premiere stream that obviously gives me good hope and motivation that people are going to enjoy this playthrough and want to come back and participate in it, right? So I'm really happy for that, and I hope that you guys will continue.
Bro talks more about the game than plays it. Yeah, 100%, man. He will talk about it for more time than he'll spend playing it.
Continue with that. Now, I just want to say, no, I'm not going to ask every single thing, how do I do it? But in this case, I'm just starting the game, and obviously there's a ton of gameplay mechanics I don't understand. Now is the time to have me, help me to understand the basics of the game so I can get a grasp on this stuff. And start to do better.
Phil, I think you're beyond help, man. I don't think anybody can teach you this stuff.
Until I kind of get into the swing of it. Once I get into the swing of it, it'll be just like Dark Souls. Once I understand it, then I can get better at it, and then I can learn to appreciate and enjoy it. But I have to get to that point. Thank God it's 2023, and I'm patient, as opposed to 2011.
Oh, thank God he's patient. Not.
Phil, who's an impatient asshole, who just...
You still are. The only thing that's different is your hairline got worse, man. Yeah, I would agree. Devil May Cry's combat is more complex, for sure. Like, there's way more combos and stuff. The only thing with, like, Dark Souls is really you just need to, like, stats and stuff.
Swears at the game, swears it off, never plays it again, until you guys, years later, as a streamer, convinced me to play it interactively with you guys with summons and everything, right? So, I'm very happy that it went well, and I hope that it'll continue to do well. All right, we'll see. All right, now, what's going to happen? I don't know. Will this game continue to have this level of popularity, or will it die out after 3 streams? That's a good question.
Okay, so chat, let's do a poll. I think a poll would be fun. How do I... Let's start a poll. Will he make it to Act 2 in Baldur's Gate 3? I'm going to say no, personally, but I'll be curious. I don't think he'll make it to Act 2, personally. Because knowing how long it took me to get to Act 2, granted I was doing a lot, but I don't think he'll make it, man. I don't think he'll make it.
RPG.
It took me about 25 hours to get to Act 2 for context. So, but I was also doing a lot of exploring. He's going to try to, like, bum rush through the game, so it might take him 15 hours, roughly, to get to Act 2. Okay, good. Yeah, BG took you 25 hours. That's about how long it took me, so I'm going to say no, probably.
Typically do not retain a ginormous audience for me. They just don't. Usually I'll play them 2-3 times, and then by then, we'll have a core crowd of 200, 300 people maybe, who'll show up and watch and engage and support, but usually the hype dies after a while. That very well could happen. Now, if I'm enjoying the game and you guys are enjoying the game and it's fitting into the schedule much like any other game, I'm going to...
Okay, but literally, I think the schedule is exactly why people don't come for those streams, because you leave them on a cliffhanger every, other day? Even if you play Baldur's Gate 3 times a week, right? you're gonna leave. What if you leave on a cliffhanger? What if you did that with a Telltale game? That would like totally mess up the flow of the story. I think he'll get bored and play Mario RPG Remake. Well, he did just finish up the Mario RPG, so I'm curious. I wonder what he's gonna play next.
I keep playing it. But if I play this game for a week, and on week 2 I go to start playing it, and literally no one's showing up, no one engaged, no one supports, no one cares, and everyone goes off and is distracted and talking about other topics in the chat, I'm not going to care about it anymore either. You understand? Like, that's sadly what happens with some games like this, which is what I was nervous about. You know, with Divinity...
Yeah, he did... Oh, yeah, he did finish Mario Wonder, and then he also finished the Super Mario RPG. He did finish that as well. So those I can safely say will be off the list for sure.
The Original Sin 2, you guys yelled at me for years to play it. So I eventually did. I played it for like 20 hours, and then people got bored of it. And I kept playing it for another 20 hours, and then people got tired of it and said stop playing it. I still played it for another 20 hours, so I played it for 60 hours. By the end of that playthrough, I couldn't get people to show up to stream. Everyone yelled at me, why are you still playing it? You should be playing other games. You're wasting time with this one, right? So that's what I'm worried about, okay? I am. I'm worried about the interest will die out. But let's see what happens. Maybe not. Maybe because this is Game of the Year, because it's got the hype behind it, maybe it'll you know, keep going. I guess we'll see. I really am.
He truly has the wrong attitude, though. With a story-based game, you should not be splitting it up into chunks the way he's splitting it up. You, like, especially with a game like this, it's moment to moment. You need to have that, like, that moment to really, like, soak it all in. And the fact that he's not, that's literally the problem. I didn't watch the Divinity 2 stream. I'll have to do that at some point. But literally, if he would just play a story game and let the story ride and focus on that one game, he'd probably be more successful. I wouldn't like it, but he probably would be.
Happy that the stream went as well as it did yesterday, okay? Now, I will address direct...
Yeah, he actually is playing RoboCop through. He actually doesn't mind RoboCop, surprisingly. But I literally think it's because it's, like, easy. Like, it's not hard.
Criticism and suggestion that I received yesterday, because here's what happened yesterday, okay? That stream, on average, had about 1,000 viewers. At one point, we were over 1,400. By the end, we were around 800, okay? So people said, wait a minute, Phil, this is crazy. Look how many people you got on your stream. You should immediately change all of the streams for the rest of the week and keep playing Baldur's Gate 3.
I agree. That's literally the smartest thing he could do. For as dumb as he is, that is the smartest thing he could do.
You shouldn't let the momentum die. You should keep it going. And I said to everyone, well, I'm not going to do that because I have a schedule. I'm a variety streamer. I have people who are expecting me to do various games that I've already scheduled out for the week just because I had one.
Did he ever beat Starfield? He did. What was it? I want to say he beat it. Was it a couple weeks ago? I think. He was like super underwhelmed, as many were. Personally, I didn't mind because it just gave me an excuse to kind of like restart it again. But like, yeah, he was super bummed out by that. He did not like Starfield at all.
One booming popular stream for this game doesn't mean that everything else now changes and makes room for it. That's not how I operate. And I got so much shit from people in the chat.
Rightfully so. Oh, that's a spicy face. He's making sure he leaves the back door wide open in case he's got a wage quit and needs an exit strategy. 100%, man. That is literally like what it is.
Oh my God. Phil has no idea. Listen to this. I love this one. Phil has no idea how to operate a business.
Dude, yeah. Couldn't be closer to the truth.
Someone actually said that to me in the chat.
And they're correct.
Me. Someone who has run his own business since January of 2011, and I've done this for a living for 13 years. I have no idea how to operate a business, okay? Allow me to give you a comparison perspective to put this into a better frame of reference that maybe would make a little bit more sense.
Sure, man. Yeah, as long as we got time, man. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Let's say, for example, I was...
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the sneak sniff. Remember when I said he does like that reverse snot rocket?
Reference that maybe would make
right here
more sense. Okay. Let's say, for example...
Okay, right here. Here we go.
Example.
Oh, yeah. Sneak snort. Stealth style snort.
I was running a sandwich shop. Okay? Gourmet sandwiches. And we do all kinds. We do lunch meat, meatball subs, all this good stuff, right?
This is very different than YouTube, but sure, go off, Queen.
So think a sandwich shop, right? No, not a Subway, because Subway's terrible. Think an actually good sandwich shop, all right? That's my business. I own it. It's my own small business. The sandwich shop operates well. Has a variety of clientele that come in different times.
Why is he so gross? Genuinely, man, I think it's because he lives in his own bubble. I literally think it's just the fact that he doesn't go out more than once a week. He doesn't socialize with people outside of, like, grocery shops. Like, I literally think it's that.
Today to buy different kinds of sandwiches. So the variety of sandwiches works. All of a sudden, we introduce a new product, the chicken parm sandwich. Okay? It's a different product, very different from everything else. People have been actually requesting that I have chicken parm for a while. And finally, we adopt it and we put it on the menu. The first day that we have chicken parm on the menu, the store is bursting at the seams with customers. They're coming in droves. They're lining up. They want the chicken parm sandwich. They love it. It's selling. It's selling out. All right? So the first 8 hours of the day, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., oh my God, we sold so many chicken parm sandwiches, but we're taking a break for the rush. But the dinner.
This example is so stupid. His sandwich shop isn't doing well. Yeah, exactly. It's a very, very bad analogy because with sandwiches don't require hours to consume. Your content does.
Dinner rush is about to come in. So what should we do? And someone says, well, we actually just sold so many chicken parm sandwiches. We can't keep up with demand. Instead of selling all our other sandwiches, why don't we just cancel them all, get rid of everything? Let's only sell chicken parm sandwiches. Let's turn this into the chicken parm sandwich store, right? Let's go out and spend all of our budget and all of our time only preparing chicken parm sandwiches. Okay?
That is an awful analogy. Phil, it takes a few minutes to eat a sandwich. It takes hours to watch a playthrough. That's an awful analogy.
Or you could not do that, and you could have the chicken parm sandwich, but also keep it balanced with all the other things that you offer for a variety clientele.
Then do that properly.
All right? Because here's the thing. If you only sold the chicken parm sandwich,
VG.
here's exactly what would happen.
What are you grabbing?
That sandwich would continue to be popular for probably another day or two until everyone had a taste of the chicken parm. And then it wouldn't be as popular anymore. It would actually die out after a day or two.
Ear alert. We got an ear alert. Boys and girls, if you could please direct your attention to stage left ear. We got it. Here we go. Let me just slow that down for us.
Parm. And then it wouldn't be as popular anymore. It would actually die out after a day or two.
Maybe
3-4 days, right? But
we got multiple. That was nasty. All right, we'll go back to. I'm gonna go half speed now. 1K87, and for the monitor, I don't know yet. Nice, man. I personally would recommend something with a high refresh rate and at least a 1080 resolution. But you can get a decent 1440 with good resolution as well. The example is bad because in this instance, the correct thing to do is to pivot the business to the chicken part. It's like how Shake Shack got popular. Exactly. People will go. You can't. Just because you offer a variety of sandwiches does not mean that you should not invest more time and effort into promoting a specific sandwich. Can't believe I'm actually talking about this analogy. But Snort Exchange is 100% right. If you have a product that sells better than all the other products, you have to focus on that product. You can still offer the others, but you have to lessen the quantity.
what happened is, because all you did was sell chicken parm sandwiches, you didn't sell anything else. You don't have the ingredients. Your other customers were coming in and saying, well, I want a meatball sub. We don't have that. Well, I would like my cold cut combo. We don't have that. What about...
A lot of this literally boils down, though, to the fact that he doesn't understand his audience at all.
Philly cheesesteak. We don't have that anymore. All we have is chicken parm. Well, screw this. I'm never coming back.
Okay. I'd be fine with that. God, dude, we're on 1.5 speed. This joke is taking way too long.
And so what would happen is all of your customer base who regularly come and support you would leave, because all you're doing is catering to people who only want chicken parm sandwiches. And once the hype for the chicken parm sandwich is dead, what do you have left? Oops, nothing, because no one else comes to our store anymore.
Nobody comes to your streams now because of what you do.
Because we ignored those customers. We didn't treat them with respect. We didn't basically say, hey, you're the ones who made us who we are. You're the ones who allowed me to have
we got a Jasper.
successful business before the chicken parm came along, right? It wouldn't make sense at all. That's called good business. Good business means to understand when you see a trend, yes, you jump on the trend, you take advantage of it, but you don't completely change everything you're doing to take advantage
go for
of
it,
a
man.
short-term trend. There's a difference between recognizing something that could critically importantly impact your business in a positive way and entirely changing the way you operate to take advantage of something that's going to be fleeting. Okay? So basically, here's the truth. This is sadly what most YouTubers do. All right? Jasper, you're very silly. I'm trying to tell a point and you're standing on my lap. It's very hard to make a point when you're standing on. Okay?
Jesus Christ, man.
He's purring. So, here's the thing. Here's how all the YouTubers operate out there, okay? Oh, there's a hot new game. It's the new viral game. It's the new Fall Guys. It's the new Among Us. It's the new Pizza Tower. It's the new whatever it is. Oh, we'll play it exclusively for a week or two. And then, oh, the hype's done, drop it.
Man, that is not Baldur's Gate 3, though. that isn't Baldur's Gate 3. You just don't understand what you have.
And that's what they do. Like, that's the formula they follow. They don't actually care about the content they're putting out. They don't care about the viewership. They don't care about putting out a good playthrough.
Neither do you. You literally snort and burp and pick and eat your fingers, dude. Like, don't come at me with that shit.
Or something meaningful. All they care about is popularity,
man.
And money. So they play what's popular, and what's not popular anymore, they drop it like a hot rock and don't give a shit about it ever again. That is very, very bad behavior. And sadly, what has happened is that all of you out there, and I'm sorry, this is true, all of you out there have basically been desensitized. You think that this is okay. It's not. Just because...
Are you really going to morally grandstand? You, Phil Burnell, are going to morally grandstand on YouTube for what is and isn't morally okay? Dude.
Because it's what the common YouTuber does, doesn't make it right, doesn't make it valid. These people are disrespecting you.
Oh my God, Phil. That is all you do. We just watched a clip, not even an hour ago, of you getting onto a dent that paid you. Oh my God.
These people don't care about you. They don't care about what you're watching or that you enjoy what they put out. All they care about is that it has that viral popularity to make that money for a few days, and then they move on to the next. How many people jumped on Baldur's Gate 3, played it for a week or two, and then never played it again? Didn't finish it. I would bet a bunch.
What you're about to do?
Because all the hype behind it, right? And right now, probably the same thing will happen. A bunch of people, will be buying Baldur's Gate 3.
Darkseid to Phil, what's up? Thank you for coming by, man. Big ups. Much appreciated. Thank you. Dude, Phil said some of the craziest shit ever just now. Well, granted, we're like 25 minutes behind, but listen to this shit.
Here's how all the YouTubers operate out there. Okay.
I need to clip this.
There's a hot new game. It's the new viral game. It's the new Fall Guys. It's the new Among Us. It's the new Pizza Tower. It's the new whatever it is. Oh, we'll play it exclusively for a week or two. And then, oh, the hype's done, drop it. And that's what they do. Like, that's the formula they follow. They don't actually care.
Stephen Holsey, hello. Thank you for coming by, man. Hold on, so his chat is working for more Baldur's Gate 3, and Phil's saying, no. Wow, no wonder his business is in the toilet. Exactly, man. He always says he's a voice for the people, but he's not. He sure isn't. Big ups for coming by, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Care about the content they're putting out. They don't care about the viewership. They don't care about putting out a good playthrough or something meaningful. All they care about is popularity, views, and money. So they play what's popular, and what's not popular anymore, they drop it like a hot rock and don't give a shit about it ever again. That is very, very bad behavior. And sadly, what has happened is that all of you out there, and I'm sorry, this is true, all of you out there have basically been desensitized. You think that this is okay. It's not. Just because it's what the common YouTuber does.
Ooh, why is it so laggy? Wonder if his stream is
doesn't make it right, doesn't make it valid. These people are disrespecting you. These people don't care about you. They don't care about what you're watching or that you enjoy what they put out. All they care about is that it has that viral popularity to make that money for a few days, and then they move on to the next.
God, Phil has never described himself in such intricate detail before. That is what he does. Phil, you literally just said your whole MO, and you don't have the brains to understand what you just said.
How many people jumped on Baldur's Gate 3, played it for a week or two, and then never played it again? Didn't finish it. I would bet a bunch, because all the hype behind it, right? And right now, probably the same thing will happen. A bunch of people, will be buying Baldur's Gate 3 because at one game of the year, they'll play it for a little bit, and then they'll drop it again.
That is literally why you are playing it, because it won Game of the Year. If it didn't win Game of the Year, you would completely forget about it. You'd be like, oh, see what I told you guys? It didn't win Game of the Year, so I'm not following it. Zero self-awareness, Phil strikes again. 100%. 100%, man. When Phil does this shit, it's why I get suspended. Yeah, dude, it's so frustrating, right? Because at one point, you want to be like, Phil, do you understand? Yeah, exactly. Baldur's Gate 3 has hundreds of thousands of players. On Steam alone, right now, it has 138,000 players actively right now. Not counting console. That is insane. I've never seen a single player game outside of GTA, which doesn't entirely count because it has an online component. I've never seen a single player game hang in the most played Steam games like Baldur's Gate 3. Never. But it does. It has since it came out. I frequently visit SteamDB, and it's constantly up there, man. Like, Phil doesn't know what he's talking about. At all. At all. Like, he is so... This is why he's dented, man. This is why people hate you, Phil. Because you don't listen, and you're just an asshole. That is why.
You know what I'm saying? So, this is why I'm different from other content creators. The fact that I'm here for 15 years and I'm still successful, despite the fact I'm not a virally popular YouTuber. I don't want to be. I don't want to follow the trend that everyone else does. That you jump on the popular game, you play it for a week, then you drop it like a hot rock. I don't want to do that. I want to make meaningful content for you. I want it to...
But what constitutes as meaningful? Like, what you did the other day with, what's his name? I'll go on. Is this meaningful, Phil? Is this meaningful? Is this the meaningful content you're trying to talk about?
He hit his toe.
Ooh. We'll get there.
Sambuca, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm just gonna ban you permanently right now. I've had enough of your lip tonight. You're being an asshole. So how about you shut the fuck up? Really? Because you only do it too when I'm not looking at the chat. You're being a dick, and I fucking had enough of your shit. So shut up.
That's meaningful? Is that what's meaningful, Phil? I don't get it.
Yeah, when you come to DSP Gaming, you know that if I started a game that I like, I'm finishing it. You can casually watch it from start to finish at your own leisure. And then, if you enjoy the playthrough, hopefully you would support the channel, right? As opposed to, oh, look, he's playing the same game as everyone else, and so let me just watch it for a couple days, but then know that he's never going to go back to it.
Oh, wait, I know why this is... Let's see. What if I go here? Let's try this.
Because that's the kind of YouTuber he is, right? That's fleeting popularity. It doesn't mean anything. You know what that means? That's completely worthless content. That content can be watched for a week or two, and then it's not pertinent anymore. Because they didn't finish the game. Because they didn't try to make something meaningful for their audience. They don't even care about their audience. They can give two shits who's on their stream.
Let me end the poll real quick. I want to see... Damn. Alright. 12 votes. Will he make it to Act 2 in Baldur's Gate 3? 75% is a no. 25% says yes. Well, I personally, I don't think he's going to make it to Act 2. But it'll be interesting to see if he does. If he does, I will be shocked, honestly.
What they care about is this. That's not what I'm here for. That's never what I've been here for since the day I started making YouTube video. I never intended to make $1 making YouTube content. I wanted to make content that was funny, that was meaningful, insightful, honest, different. That's...
Are you trying to tell me Project 7 was supposed to be insightful? I would love to know how.
Who I've been since day one. Why people still don't understand that, I don't get it, right? Right now, if I played Baldur's Gate 3 all week long, undoubtedly the streams would have had good views. Now, I wouldn't have had as many views as the first stream. I doubt I will ever get 1,300 viewers for Baldur's Gate 3 ever again. I'd be lucky to get 500. Seriously, I'd be surprised if tomorrow when I play it again, we get 500 viewers. Okay? But likely we'd have more viewers, more support, everything, for about 2-3 days. And then by the time that it's day 4 of me just playing Baldur's Gate 3, everyone will be upset who's a regular around here, right? How many of you who are regulars in the chat right now would want to watch Baldur's Gate 3 for 4 days straight with no other variety? Just clear the schedule to just play Baldur's Gate 3. No Street Fighter, no RoboCop, no late night chill streams of Like a Dragon Gaiden. No React show. Just keep playing Baldur's Gate 3, correct?
To be honest, I don't understand why he still plays Yakuza games. Like, I think it's literally because it's a filler. I think he can fill it, and it is a game that he can just bust through. I literally think that's why. He's both a successful businessman and also a person who does not meet the demand of his customers. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's exactly how it rolls. Don't you know? Like, you have to be an asshole to people, or you'll never become a successful businessman, right? I found out why it's called Level 1 Podcast. That's Phil's tolerance and brain function stats. Yeah. Dude, I'm surprised he even leveled up in Baldur's Gate.
Am I right or am I right?
Okay, wow. Coworker looks just like Darish. I wish I could take a picture. Oh, that's creepy, man. That's creepy. Oh, man. If you're in Canada, watch out, man. The King Coomer is out there.
How many people would have been upset that I'm not playing everything else, right? And the funny part about it is...
Ew, another ear. Back up just for posterity's sake.
How many people would have been upset that I'm not playing everything else, right? And the funny part about it is...
Ugh.
Then you get people who say really, really dumb things. Like, well, if you're successful, then why do you have to ask for contributions?
That is a very fair... That's a fair question. If ever there was a fair question, that is. I'm in Iowa. He's got that catfish crustache. Oh, dude, nice. Big ups for being in Iowa. That's where I'm at. Big ups, man. Very cool.
Because that's my model. My model is not jump on what's popular.
My model is beg for everybody.
In a bunch of no-face viewers who I don't care about, have them throw fucking money at me because I'm playing the popular viral game, and move on to the next nonsensical, meaningless content for mouth droolers. I don't do that.
That is... That's exactly what you do.
I make meaningful content for a directed audience. It's called curated content. Now, if you like that content, if you like that it's different, if you appreciate the fact that this week I stuck to my schedule to play the games that were scheduled, despite the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 did so good yesterday, if you appreciate that, then please come by, enjoy all the content,
and pay me money.
Support it. And yes, it means I have to mention it. It means I have to have little segments where I have to say, hey, please support.
How is that any better or worse than a sponsorship? The only difference is you're sponsoring yourself. How is that any better? Like, I haven't been able to mentally understand that. That's crazy to me. I don't get that.
Support this different content.
I'm in the Quad Cities. Oh, shoot, boss is coming. Good luck, man. Hang in there. Big ups, though. Yeah, I'm not too far from you, actually. I'm over in Cedar Rapids, over near like 30 minutes shy of Iowa City somewhere. Make sure to check out that vid I sent on stream. Yes, sir. Yeah, as soon as we get past Phil's boring section, because he's going to be... God, he only just got to DSP News, like... okay.
It's content that doesn't conform to the mold of what everyone else says you have to do to be a popular streamer or a popular YouTuber. When people come to my streams and they ask me, Phil, what's your best advice for an up-and-coming YouTuber? Do I say...
You are the worst person to ask for upcoming advice. Dude, you can't jack off on stream and I agree, it is dragging on.
Oh, follow the viral trends. Do I say, do constant collaborations? Do I say,
let's up this.
You know, cheap, kind of really flash in the pan giveaways, right? To try to get artificial popularity for your content. Do I say, try to, you know, censor everything you say so you sound like you're the nice guy? You know what I'm saying? I keep going. How many things can I say this is what every popular YouTuber or content creator does, right? How many of those things do I do? Zero. Goose egg.
No,
Zero.
you do all of them.
I strive to be different because I feel like my style is better. And I should. When you are someone who has your own business and you put out a product, you should feel that your product is superior to everyone else's. I feel like those who come and hang out at my streams and give it a true chance and enjoy the content for what it is, like it a lot more than someone who just goes and watches a popular streamer for a minute. Oh, wow, look at this, he's playing fucking Among Us. Wow, ha, 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 and then move on. People who come here have retention. They come back because they like the content, because it's different.
No, it's not, because it's literally not different at all. I mean, different, yes, but not for the reason he thinks.
You come and hang out on a stream with me. It's not about Phil's playing a game. It's about Phil's hanging out with the audience, right? There's some exceptions. When I'm playing multiplayer games, that's not possible. But for the most part, when I'm doing a narrative-based game, a game like tonight, when I'm playing a game like Dragon Gaiden, that stream's a late night show stream is mostly about interaction with us, right? And really, the game takes a backseat. That I'm actually doing something right. And let's face it, the internet doesn't want to act like I'm doing something right. They like having me as their whipping boy. That Phil is the worst content creator. He makes all the wrong decisions, right? That way we can keep our memes going. All our toxic, negative memes can continue.
You do make the worst decisions, though. Like, look, dude, Snort Exchange. Household name because of jacking off. That doesn't happen if you're making good decisions.
And we can just keep doing what, you know, saying all the nasty things we want about it, right? Well, guess what? I'm here after 15 years because I do things differently. If I had tried to be like everyone else, I would have went out of business years ago. For two reasons. Number one, because I'm not the young spring chicken anymore. Dude, I'm 41 years old. People are going to watch a 20-year-old do that kind of content. They don't care about a 41-year-old doing that kind of content. They don't. I have to differentiate myself from everybody else. You understand? That's number one. Number two, I would hate making that kind of content. I don't like making momentary, flash in the pan, popular content just to make money. I hate that shit. You understand? I absolutely, positively hate it. I don't like that. I want to be making content that for me feels meaningful. You understand? Like, I want to feel like when I work
when I'm done and I turn off my stream for that day, that people got something out of it. And it wasn't just a cheap laugh, but maybe there's something insightful that happened. Maybe they actually felt like a part of a community. Maybe they had a fun interaction with me, right? You know, yes, it could have just been a laugh.
It was a
but
good
it's not just
decision
that
for
laugh
us.
because
Yeah.
it's playing a virally popular game, but
Great
it's
for his
something that's actually
detractors.
funny or interesting that happened, and you know that you can come back tomorrow and have that same experience because these streamers who plays the crap out of that style of game and probably was a master of it and played it for a month straight and dominated the game and had a great time, go watch them too. But if you want a true, honest, first-time experience from someone who has no prerequisite knowledge of the series, of D&D, of Baldur's Gate, who only game I've ever played was Divinity 2, didn't finish it, and if you want to see all the foibles and the mistakes I'm going to make, and me arduously learning the system and having the opportunity to actually interact with me and help me out to understand how this game works, and if you want to be a part of that awesome process, no matter how dozens or hundreds of hours it ends up being, and you're okay with waiting for the content because the content's good, it's genuine, it's meaningful, it's not made to print money for me.
How is it good? It's just bad.
It's made to have meaning for the audience. If that's what you like, then by all means, subscribe to the channel, come back when I play the game, and enjoy with me. That's the difference between Phil Burnell, Darkside Phil, and DSP Gaming, and everyone else out there, right? And that's why I'm still here, successfully running a business after 15 years. That's why, with only, well, actually, there's a lot of viewers, 580 viewers on my stream, I can still operate a successful business. This is why.
Oh
I'm not like
my
that.
God.
I don't get it. Phil has so few viewers. How does he make a living? I make a good living. Because people like me and my content. Despite all the nonsense people say about me, they're all fucking wrong. They don't get it because all they care about is what they have been conditioned to think is the right way to do things. It's not. There's more than one way to do things in life. My way works, and actually works better than those who are constantly dependent on waiting for the next viral sensation to hit. Because when there's no viral sensations to cover, guess what happens? There's nothing to do today. It's a boring day.
Oh my God, Phil. Okay.
Issues with input drops and execution because the game's connection was whooped his butt and got right to mass play Street Fighter 6 for most of October. I brought it back around mid-November.
All right. To be honest, don't care about Street Fighter. Let's see. What
I
do
didn't play a single great person at all. I kept playing all low rank, low point.
By the way, he won more than he said he did, for
Trying
sure.
to play with Dalsim, it's nearly impossible. It's like self-torture. I played for 2.5 hours, and every time I had something going, the game would lag, and that was it. That was it. Drop input, drop.
Nope, that is not true. We watched.
Traveled out here to be a part of your tournament, and now I have to play on the shitty cabinet. Yes, this is the tournament. Go play. So of course you lose, and then you go home sour, disappointed. Wow, I feel like I just wasted all my time. Of playing with new characters when you just get to master and then you get deflated because the game runs like shit.
God,
It's a
Phil.
master, right?
This really is just a huge cope
I first
sesh.
got the mini PC, I installed the application, and I ran it, and I was like, how the fuck does this work? It's complicated. There's like, you need to X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom 1. All the games that I played back in the day and absolutely loved playing, and there has not been any good viable versions of these games on console for many, many, many years. I've tried playing them all. Capcom 30th Anniversary Collection, Capcom Fighting Collection. They all suck.
God
Okay?
dang,
This is essentially the
T.O.
best way to play them.
Phil's
So the thing is, I don't know how to
cult
set it up.
leader with
When
the
I first got the
exaggerated
PC, I installed the
tease.
application, and I
He
realized,
really
how the
is.
fuck does this work? It's complicated. There's like, you need to find the ROM
It's really
somewhere,
sad,
and then you
man.
need to
It's
install an add-on
crazy.
or something, and then you have to configure it, and I don't get it. So this is gonna be something that you guys have to work with me to figure out how to do it because I don't really
Oh, nobody wants to work with you, Phil.
understand it. But I feel like this could be something fun that we do. All right, for variety, for several weeks.
Retro Arch is so easy. Like, it's so easy. I bet he's probably not going to understand where to get the ROMs. That's going to be the hardest thing.
DSP Gaming. Is it 5K? Do I occasionally go back to Street Fighter 6? What do we want to do? Right? We can try to figure that out. So we'll talk about that. But I think that's what I want to do. This Friday, the last hurrah for Dalsim Street Fighter 6. See how it goes. If it goes well, maybe we keep it up. If not, probably time to retire for now and maybe move on to retro stuff for a month until Tekken comes out. Okay?
Retro style. Okay, wait.
So there you go. That's the week.
You're going to go on to retro style stuff when more people want Baldur's Gate 3? Dude. That is such the wrong thing to do. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's late already because I talked so long about Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm not surprised that I went long about it. But we do have 3 has floundered and attempted to keep getting run for the last several years, and it just kept flopping. They wanted to do it 2020, but then COVID hit. They wanted to bring it back in 2021, but they failed to have protocols in place because COVID was still
Okay, wait. What news story is this?
only was coming, but officially has happened this morning. As of this morning, it is 100% official. E3, the Electronic Entertainment
Oh,
Expo,
yeah.
once the biggest event.
Yeah, E3 is not happening anymore. We know that.
The thing was, people had gotten so used to it being a staple every year around June. And you lose like you're in a dungeon. And now you're sitting there, you're about to play Resident Evil 6 for the first time. You get to play it for like 5 to 10 minutes. And it was a demo stage playing as Chris Redfield shooting the flying mutation monsters, the Plagas monsters, whatever they were. Actually, they were Ouroboros mutations, I think. So you're shooting them or whatever, right? And it was just an immersive experience. But you walk out and you're like, I'm kind of hyped for the game. Now, did it make the game better? No. Did the game sell well? No. In fact, it flopped, right? So being at E3 enhanced the experience of hype, but it didn't enhance the presentation of the game. People got a better idea of what these games were simply by watching the digital presentations online. And so when COVID hit, we already had our answers. Do for immersive in-person experiences anymore. Everyone was looking for instant gratification, digital presentation. So that was the writing on the wall. I called it out that year too. I said, this is it. For me, that shows that E3's done. There's no reason for this event to exist. I told you that year. I said, I feel like this is it. That's the nail in the coffin.
All
And I was
right.
completely right.
I feel like we got to be getting close to the end of this.
Let's get 3 again last minute. We're not doing that. Thank you for the super chat. They did another super chat. And he said, no one else is doing ball.
Oh, let's hear some shout-outs. What do we got?
I was going to keep going.
All right, now I'm sure he's going to make fun of some people here. He's got to.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for shout out.
Did Phil talk about the LolCow live clip today? No, he didn't yet. What is the clip for today? I'm curious now. Got me all curious. What was the clip for today? Okay, well, it's not She Bad. There's, see, what would be... Oh, let's...
I'll put a challenge.
It's got to be this, right?
down to Phil right now, Phil. We will never talk about you again. Come on my stream. Join my lobbies of Modern Warfare 3. I know you got the game.
Hi. How did he not? Oh, come on now. That's absolutely ludicrous.
And if you go positive within an hour, we'll never talk about you again.
No, I love talking about Phil.
It won't happen. There's a better chance of like the sun, supernovaing and taking the world out than Phil going positive in my lobbies.
That is very true.
Oh my God! I can't shoot straight. The gun wiggles all over the place instead of maintaining a straight shot.
Dude, I hope Boogie's betting on the right side this time.
I will put a challenge down to Phil right now, Phil.
That is amazing. Big ups, Wings. I wonder, does anybody say that in chat? We got anybody in chat saying that? That's great. Thank you for that, Darcy. Oh, that's fantastic. E3, Street Fighter, Digital Beans. I don't see anything about it in chat, so he must not know about it yet.
You ready? Here we go. We start off today with
Let's check,
Life for
though.
Soul doing a super chat. And he says, thank you for playing Baldur's Gate 3 again last minute. We're not doing that. Thank you for the super chat. Then he did another super chat. And he said, no one else is doing Baldur's Gate 3 new playthrough content this far into the year. Hyper-focusing on the game for a few weeks will make you a variety streamer. Eh?
Yeah, he's that is a great point. That is a great point.
Then he did another super chat. And he said, now we're getting Baldur's Gate 3 all week long.
All right, listen to this. This is a great point.
Not doing that, but thank you for the super chat. Then he did another super chat. And he said, no one else is doing Baldur's Gate 3 new playthrough content this far into the year. Hyper-focusing on the game for a few weeks will make you a variety streamer.
It would totally make him a variety streamer because he's doing something not other people do.
Eh? I don't know what that means.
Huh?
Then he did another super chat. And he said, now we're getting Baldur's Gate 3 all week long. No, he's saying the same thing over and over. And no, we're not doing it all week long. DCJ did a super chat. And he said, that's why I'm here. You won me over. You're haters. So basically, DCJ is someone who had only heard other people name dropping me in a negative way. He came by, he started covering or watching my content, seeing how I cover things differently than others, and now he likes the content and he comes by every day. And I appreciate that. Someone who actually gave me a shot instead of just listening to the entire internet dumping on me. He actually came by and checked out the content and ended up liking it, and now he's here and he's a regular, and I'm happy for that. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance instead of just piling on like everyone else to the internet meme joke. Because that's all it is. It's a meme now. And it's not even pertinent. It doesn't even mean anything. But they just continue with it because it gives them something to talk about, right? So thank you for that. And then Life resulted in another super chat.
Okay.
In Warzone, why not try Battle Royale? Oh, why just try Battle Royale? Why not try Resurgence, Plunger, or my favorite DMZ? I don't know what they are. I don't know what those other modes are.
You could try it. Yeah, he probably won't see the DSP thing until late. Well, he probably won't see the challenge until later.
As you know, I like Battle Royale because once you get your bearings in Battle Royale, you can kind of like hang out with the audience. That's always why Battle Royale worked for me, is because you loot, you have a lot of time to talk to people, and then you can explain them and why they'd be interesting. Maybe I'll give them a shot, but for me, it's not Royale. And once you play Resurgence, and once you play DMZ, like I'm never gonna get the hang of any of them. You know what I mean? First tip of the day.
Well, not with the way you play games, Phil.
I got a $5.03 tip.
He really should only be playing 2 games at once, honestly. Like, if he really wanted to make an impact with his games, he should only be playing 2 games at max.
Tip from Axel.
I agree. He doesn't really know much about them. In fact, he literally... I was watching the Resident Evil This Is How You Don't Play earlier on WPIG. He literally thought Resident Evil came from EA.
Thank you, Axel. Let's see what Axel has to say today.
Awful animation.
Things about what's best for everyone. It's nice to watch someone who's, I have to say, he really improved as a content creator. It's nice to see a content creator who cares and respects their audience and thinks about what's best for everyone. It's nice to watch someone who seems to be honest and not hamming it up for trying to get money and views. Keep being you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Axel.
Awful.
I received another $5.03 tip. I mean, it's a weird amount. Probably Axel again. It is Axel again. Okay, hold on.
Dude, that is the grossest thing. Like, I don't want to see Phil's face on a Robert Zemeckis animation.
So there's a lot of different opinions in the chat. In the end, you've been doing this successfully for 15 years. Trust your gut. It's great to get feedback from your audience, but you understand your business best. Keep up the great work. Okay. Now, in regards to that, here's the thing. I'm open to constructive criticism.
No, if there's one person on God's green earth that is not open to criticism, it's you, Phil.
Okay? If someone can say, hey, this is in best interest of this or that, and here's why. I listen, right? But what's funny is when you say, oh, there's a lot of different opinions in the chat. Yeah, those are the contrarians. Those are the people that no matter what I say, they're always there to just say I'm doing it wrong. If I just stop...
Then how can you take criticism? There's a general consensus that what you're doing is not right, but you're not going to take the criticism.
I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3 all week long. I'd be told, you're playing way too much, you're oversaturating, and now people are going to hate it because you played it too much. I thought you were a variety streamer. If I play it less, oh, you're not playing it enough. See, you're really screwing everyone over, and you're really screwing yourself over. You should just be playing this game exclusively. No matter what I do, the contrarians say it's wrong. So it doesn't matter what I say and do, and that's why I don't pay attention to them. Okay, I don't. There's a difference between, hey, Phil, here's something that you could adopt or adjust and it'll be better, versus, hey, Phil, everything you do is wrong. And, not even here's why, it's just wrong, right? But yeah, I appreciate it. I know the people want Baldur's Gate 3. That's why I'm playing it tomorrow, playing it Friday.
Another meme in the Discord. Fantastic, man. Thank you.
Every other thing I'm doing with my business, and basically screwing over all of those who've been long time supporters.
Appreciate that.
For the sake that there's currently hype for Baldur's Gate 3 from a certain audience. I'm not going to ruin everything else and essentially make my sandwich shop the chicken parm exclusive shop just to have that die out within a week, and now I have no customers left.
Oh, he's gonna keep bringing that up, isn't he?
Gate 3 Tony in honor of me. If you do it, I'll donate again from Tony Salami.
Wait, what is this? All right, what did he say?
Wrong. This guy's a troll. Kiss my ass. I received a $5 tip from Tony Salami. Can you name one of your companions in Baldur's Gate 3 Tony in honor of me? If you do it, I'll donate again from Tony Salami. What?
Oh my god.
Don't all your party members already have names?
That's what he's saying.
They do, don't they? I don't think we've had opportunity to name anyone besides your own character, right?
You don't name anybody. He literally doesn't know the names of his companions in Baldur's Gate 3, but he played for 3 hours yesterday.
I think I'll pass on the offer to name one of my followers Tony Salami. I appreciate that, but I think I'm going to pass on that one. I received a $20 tip. Let's see here.
Uni Range, thank you for stopping by, man. I don't care what people do with their money, but I really wish people would stop troll donating him so he can't brag that people like him. I agree. I totally get LARPers. I totally get that. Big ups to, all the people that troll him unknowingly and knowingly, but man, I really wish people wouldn't give him money because it just really inflates the ego, Yeah, exactly. Chargebacks really, those really hurt him. They're really funny to watch.
There you go. So, 1 minute.
The one day that he went, what was it, -50? That was awesome.
It says, congrats on a successful first stream of Baldur's Gate 3. In response to viewership and support. To avoid endless hours of deliberation and reloads, you should try to educate yourself on the game, or else you'll end up playing it until...
Hello, he was drunk the whole time, that's why I can't remember shit. Probably, dude. It's not out of the realm of possibility at all. I'm back from pizza. Nice, man. Thank you for coming back. Appreciate it.
Next Christmas. He says, and by the way, I got your point on what you're saying after only about 2 minutes. Yeah, and it's some people get it, some people don't. And what it is people who are reasonable versus people who like for example, on the internet, all right? There's groups of people who get stuff because they're older or mature. And there's people who are part of what I like to call the instant
I
gratification
demolished that bastard. I feel that, dude. Pizza's the best, dude. I love pizza. That is my favorite.
crowd, right? They're very demanding. They want everything right now. If they don't get it right now, they get very upset. It doesn't matter if it's fair. It doesn't matter if it's reasonable. They're just very upset because they're just so, again, conditioned to think that everything on planet Earth is for them, right? I hate to say it, but a lot of people just think that they're I guess when they're growing up, they're told by their parents that they're special snowflakes. And that
how the pot calls the kettle black.
everything should immediately be given to them without any kind of waiting or, what they say, patience. Good things come to those who wait, right? If you just get instant gratification your whole life, you don't learn anything, right? But that's how people are. So wait a minute. So we had one great stream of Baldur's Gate 3. You mean you're not dropping everything in life to keep playing Baldur's Gate 3? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. Listen, it was good. I can't wait to play more. We'll be playing a lot of it.
What a Phil stupidity did I miss? Honestly, kind of a lull in the last little bit. There hasn't been a ton. The main things he said was the really stupid stuff. I told you to buy it. Why don't you listen to me?
But I'm not changing my whole life.
That's racist, dude. JK. No, dude, it's the fact that he's saying that people are little snowflakes. That's so funny coming from him.
Instant gratification for you and personal short-term gain for me. That's not how life works. But some people don't get that. They think it does. They literally see every other content creator doing that. So now they think that's just how it is. That's just, that's what should be expected. And if you don't do that, that's wrong. Right? Everyone's to get the bag. Gotta get that bag as opposed to, I'm actually doing something nice and meaningful for people today. Right? A lot of people don't get that. I'm glad that you...
Phil, what are you doing that's nice for people? You're just an asshole. That is it.
You got it, 1 minute, man. A lot of people don't understand that. And you gotta I have to do the sandwich shop chicken parm story for those who just don't get it right away.
Oh.
There you go.
Kaching his whole life, marathoning BG3. Fuck off. Yeah, exactly. I know, right? Baldur's Gate 3. It would be such a life-changing moment for him, I guess.
Okay.
Dude, it's like you just start. Okay. Here's the analogy of him. Here's my analogy of why Phil does not want to do Baldur's Gate 3. Or what it would be like for his audience if he did it. Imagine he started doing a watch through of Game of Thrones on stream. He's going to watch season 1, right? He's got a whole week to finish season 1 of Game of Thrones. Now, admittedly, that's 10 hours, so let's see. Let's say he's going to watch 2 seasons of it, okay? Now, if you just started that, and you got a huge Game of Thrones fan base that's hyped up for it, they're going to want to see it, right? So you should do it more days than less. In fact, you should probably, if you're doing it as a premiere thing, you should make that your primary content to really get the momentum and hype. Phil's thought process is, let me watch one episode. Let me watch 1 or 2 episodes, maybe 3 at max, per stream. For 3 times a week. And yeah, we'll get there. That's a terrible, terrible mentality to have. Because then everybody wants to see it. They're getting cucked. Literally.
This is interesting. Someone named Willie tipped me $1. So listen, he says, I only ask this. Sometimes I tip you under $1. I don't work. I live off my mom's allowance. I know you won't shout out a tiny tip. Do you still appreciate tips under $1, or do you find it disrespectful?
Oh, that is a great question. With the mom's allowance. Oh my god. Nice and meaningful. Yell at your donators is nice and meaningful. Putting down game devs because you can't figure out the game mechanics is nice and meaningful. Insufferable bastard indeed, my friend. He is terrified to capitalize on hype for some reason. He really is. Which is so weird because he's literally done that before. So I don't know why he's like so afraid to do it now. It's a pretty good screen grab, honestly. I better snag this one. This one's pretty good. All right.
Do I find it disrespectful that someone would
Yes. Because it's not enough money, man.
contribute? No. Why would I find it disrespectful? Here's the problem. First of all, I think this is baloney. Do I really believe this person is tipping with their mom's allowance? You have a mom's allowance?
Oh my god. Dude. Okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, this person is actually tipping with their mom's allowance. Is he about to disprove this right now?
No. Why would I find it disrespectful? Here's the problem. First of all, I think this is baloney. Do I really believe this person is tipping with their mom's allowance? You have a mom's allowance, you have a PayPal account, and you're able to send me money. Sounds like baloney, right? But I think what they're getting at is there any level of contribution that basically is too small? The answer there is no, but you have to understand that sadly there are people who take advantage. And what I mean by that, I can tell you a story. When I first started being an interactive streamer in 2017, I was in the midst of my original Breath of the Wild playthrough. And I remember the day that I became an interactive streamer because I turned on my stream and I had pop-up animations and everything for the first time ever for contributions. And that day I had absolutely no limits because I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first day doing it. And immediately, moments after turning on the stream, people were doing 5-cent super chats. So literally it was pop-up, 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 never ending.
Okay, that's your fault for allowing a 5-cent pop-up. That is your fault.
And by the way, back then I had text on the screen because I didn't know better. So it was like insulting message, insulting message, insulting message, insulting message, insulting message. So what we needed to do was obviously find ways to make it so that it's more viable. If I did a shout out for every nickel contribution I received, I would never play a game. It would literally be non-stop nickels because it's such a small amount everyone can afford to do.
Oh, everybody can afford it, guys. Everybody can afford it.
Yeah, I mean, for $1 you get 20 shout outs, right? So what I did is I made limits. Right now, the most.
Oh, we got a sneak snort.
Such a small amount everyone can afford to do that. I mean, for $1 you get 20 shout
Get ready.
outs, right? So what I did is I made limits. Right now, the most, the least that I'm going to do any kind of shout out for is $1. All right? You can still contribute below that, and I absolutely appreciate that if you do, but I'm never going to shout out any contribution lower than $1.
Dude, that you're such an asshole, Phil. What do you think the new Suicide Squad game will be like? You know, honestly, I'm kind of thinking it might actually be kind of like, it might actually kind of be like Gotham Knights, maybe, but like, you know, not shitty because it's Rocksteady. I don't know, man. I hope it's good. The thing is, I'm really confused with like how it's set up, but I literally think it's gonna be like a thing where you get to play as like any of the characters and tackle missions in the way it's gonna be. I hope it's good though. I really wish it was a Justice League game, but I'll take what I get.
You know, I can't. It would just become such an arduous task that people would definitely take advantage of that. Okay? That's why I had to turn off. You notice with pop-up messages, there's no text on them, just, you know, the name, because people
Why not do like $1.50, man? Like, compromise with your audience.
say nasty stuff on Phil's stream. Let's get it immortalized in this playthrough that he's recording. It becomes a competition, a dick measuring contest of who can say the dumbest thing on Phil's stream, right? So it's not.
Phil, people already say stuff on your stream. So stupid. That's a really dumb. That's a dumb reason, Phil.
First, it's a waste of everyone's time. It ruins the content. Just like, with tipping animations, I'll only play a tipping animation for certain levels. You know, $5, what is it, $4.20, $5, $6.66, $10, $20, $30, $50. I'll do those increments, but I'm not going to be playing animation.
When Phil gets his cult robes, he begins with a snort to command the attention of his audience and ends with a snort. Yeah, dude, it's like the prayer, you know? You got to start with the communion snort, and then after you take the communion snort, you got to do a stealthy snort. You know, like it's a whole thing. It's a whole process.
It's non-stop for those low amounts, just pop up.
Called it.
They're trying to derail, right? It's disruption. They like disruption. It's not that I don't appreciate it. It's that it wouldn't be viable. This isn't a stream that's just supposed to be me shouting things out constantly. There's not supposed to be a gameplay element or a talk.
If it's not you shouting things out, hold on.
Disruption. They like disruption. It's not that I don't appreciate it. It's that it wouldn't be viable. This isn't a stream that's just supposed to be me shouting things out constantly. There's not supposed to be a
But you literally take time to shout things out. That doesn't make sense, Phil.
gameplay element or a talk show element to it like we're doing right now. I would never get to the content that I want to make. It was just constant shout outs for low amounts. Okay? So that's why, yes, I appreciate. Here's another factor that a lot of people don't realize. There's always a middleman. right? No matter what kind of a contribution you give to a content creator, there's a middleman who takes a cut. For PayPal particularly, there's a flat rate they charge for a contribution, and then a percentile as well. So if you're doing like a 25-cent tip, chances are I'm getting like a penny, because they have a flat rate they take out of each transaction plus a percent. So I get like nothing, right?
Oh, he's so ungrateful, dude. Yeah, but he complains about $1 contribution is $2, though. You do know only 60 cents are that dollar, so why donate just $1, dude? Exactly, man. Exactly. He doesn't get it, though. He is so dented, man. So dented.
You paid a quarter, I got next to nothing. Was that worth it? Absolutely not. You know, those rates actually become more reasonable for larger contributions, but of course not every.
But, dude, okay, imagine this really is a kid, though, right? Imagine this is a kid. He stumbles across Phil's thing for some reason because he's a kid. He thinks that Phil's the coolest ever, right? This is somebody telling the kid, you should be donating more.
Everyone can do a large contribution, and that's understandable, right? So, there you go. I hope that makes sense. And also, thank you to Little Shake and Bake, who did a super chat. I believe it was a super sticker this morning. Okay. Well, here's the funny part.
What an asshole, man.
I'm just about done with the show.
God, thanks. Glad to know.
And even though I literally talked nonstop, we didn't do Q&A today, we didn't have time, this is the time I would normally end, right? So, excuse me. So, pretty cool. Here's actually a good point. Real Moflo says that Baldur's Gate 3 Fab will play out as fast as it came in. When you play the first hour, you end up losing 300 viewers anyway. People just want to complain about anything. Once you play the game, there's nothing left for them. You're right. They want to complain I didn't play it. When I play it, there's no complaint left. Or, originally, he's playing it poorly. So once I actually learn it, I play better. Oh, now I don't want to watch anymore. All I want to do is complain that he was playing badly, right? You're right. You're absolutely right. Jade, what's going on? Good to see you here.
Aw, big ups, Jade. Where you at? Probably a little bit further up. Yeah, Jade, what's up? Shout out to all the Willies in chat. Oh, I bet you 100% he won't shout that out.
Baby Man Gaming did a super chat. So shout out to the Willies in the chat.
Oh, okay. All right, prove me wrong, Phil. Jeez.
With the Rastafarian hat and what do we call it? A doobie? A spliff? There you go. Thanks, Baby Man Gaming. Let's see here.
I'm not going to take time to shout it out, guys, but let me go ahead and take time out of my stream to shout it out.
Ty Sean has sent me $1. Says, you know, I hope this.
Oh, this is actually a really good question, Dank Memer. What game do you not want Phil's snorting grubby hands on? I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 to some extent. I'm to be honest, I was actually worried about RoboCop, but thankfully RoboCop has turned out to be okay. But I think it's only because it's easy for him. Let's see, what's a game I would not want Phil? I mean, I'm actually, believe it or not, this sounds weird, but I'm actually happy he doesn't like Cyberpunk. I love Cyberpunk. That's my favorite game of all time. So I'm actually kind of happy that he's not like big on it, because then he would just, talk out of his ass about it. I'm trying to think if there's any other games. Oh, I know one. I wouldn't want him touching Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is another favorite game of mine. And he's talked so much shit about it that if he was to play it now, I would just be so... I like when he plays games, I like, to be honest. Yeah, okay, that's fair, man. It's always kind of curious, right? Like, I don't mind when he plays them. Oh, so you can see how much he sucks at it. And that's fair. That's fair. For me, it really depends on the game, right? Because, like, I think the thing is, I just don't want to, like, watch him tear a game down for no reason. But there's also that element, too, I agree, Snort Exchange, where it's like, you do want to see how much he does actually suck at it. I would love to actually someday we'll have to go back and watch his Cyberpunk playthrough. I think that would be fun. Talos Principle. Dude, he should replay... He was talking about replaying that earlier this year because of the sequel getting announced. Talos Principle would be interesting. That one would be super interesting.
Street Fighter 6 doesn't end up going well on Friday, but at the same time, he also wants to see Fight K. No, I think that would be cool. I think that was a good time. I actually was always thinking that around this time of year, around the end of the year, that I was going to end up getting kind of tired of Street Fighter 6 and I was going to want to go to Fight K. I had that inkling feeling in the back of my head the entire fall season. I was like...
Oh, yeah, guys. He actually had that feeling the whole time.
Something philosophical to think about. All right, I received...
Oh, God. Philosophical? Let me hear.
Okay, laughing out loud. Yeah, wasn't there a tipper yesterday whose name was Fuckface? Or did he call me
No, he called you...
Fuckface? Now I'm confused. Who's the fuckface? I mean, there are times when I'm definitely a fuckface, but other people are fuckfaces too. Maybe we're all...
No, Phil, it's just you. It's only you. I forgot to mention I grabbed alcohol. Which one will put me to sleep faster, Phil or the cider? Let's find out. Probably Phil, if I'm being honest.
All fuckfaces something philosophical to think about. All right.
Philosophical.
I received another $5.03 tip from Axel. I know a lot of people like Baldur's Gate 3. That's great. As someone who religiously watches You're Like a Dragon 3 streams? Like a Dragon 3? I don't know what that means. Do you mean Like a Dragon Gaiden? Do you mean... I'm not sure what you mean by that. But anyway, it would suck to not see the end of it. I like that you're a variety streamer. I think there's enough content for everyone. Oh, what he's basically saying is he likes the Like a Dragon Gaiden gameplay. It would suck to see me play it less or not finish the game because everyone just wants Baldur's Gate 3. Exactly. And again, No, I'm not going
I wonder if that's a LARPer.
to only play what's popular in the now in order to get, that short-term benefit.
Agreed. Cringy
Enjoyed
animation,
it.
man.
Don't get me wrong. That helped a lot. And hopefully we'll have some of that continue as I continue to play the game. I don't want to just
where
end
are we
because
at?
I didn't play it endlessly. But at the same time, I appreciate everyone who's here every day, enjoying everything I do, and my philosophy of content creation. And I thank you all for that. And I'm happy to do it. Let's have a good day today. I'm really excited to jump back into RoboCop right now and see what the game has.
Oh, yeah, I bet,
The
dude.
last couple of days. I have no complaints in regards to members, but it would be great to keep that momentum going.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we've seen enough, honestly.
See? No accidents. Isn't it nice to have an accident-free day?
I don't know what he's talking about, but let's... Was he talking about him using the bathroom? Because surely that's what he went to go do.
See? No accidents. Isn't it nice to have an accident-free day every once in a while?
That is the wrong thing to say when you're coming back from the bathroom, dude. Like, it's so bad.
Technically, there hasn't been an accident since 2016. But anyway.
Oh! Dude! You're really gonna make a fapping joke. You are gonna make a joke about the incident? Okay.
Let's continue, shall we? All right, let's jump right into RoboCop. I'm excited to see where the game goes today. I have no...
Jesus Christ, Hill, you're such an asshole. Ugh. Alright, now let's take a look. Some of Me Man has sent us a video to watch, and we've also got a meme. Let's see. So let's real quick. Let me mute this. Cut. Turn it up slightly. Thanks, me man. That's good. I appreciate that. One of the hateful truths. Sure, man. Yeah, let's give it a watch. Yes, we can trust YouTube. All right.
Hello, everyone.
I'm already digging it. Thank you, me man, for this. I appreciate it. Very meaningful. I think a mark of a bad game reviewer is their lack of creativity because they have such a specific vision of what a game should be and can't use their imaginations. Yeah, I agree, man. You have to stay, you have to be thoughtful, you know? He did an incident joke yesterday, too. Ooh. Anything to stay relevant, man. He doesn't dye his hair crazy colors, but he'll make fun of himself now. You should play Baldur's Gate 3 live. That's a possibility. We could definitely... I could maybe. I gotta see how much longer I can go. I think I've got another probably 20 minutes roughly in me. Yeah, I think so.
Everyone, shit.
Oh, this is a YouTube poop. This is great.
Shit, Phil here, and welcome to another edition of the Truth Hate Video Game Review Series, where I give you maximum bullshit and minimum truth
when it comes to today's latest video game releases.
Amen.
And the first thing you have to realize is that I've evolved as a person since I started on YouTube.
In China, they say, rashness brings success to few.
In China, they say, Chiggy Chang Wang Charlie Chan Chicka Chaka Choka Cha.
Shut the fuck up.
Me man, thank you. He really is a terrible human being.
They say in China.
This is what happens when you let the Jews do whatever they want. You've let the Jews overrun space, and now look at this. Their greed has had the artifact turn everyone into necromorphs.
It's so classic. It's so bad. Well, man, that quality was really ass, though, huh?
Evolved as a person since I started on YouTube.
Oh, come on, baby. What do we got? What do we got?
thank you to all my fans. You gave me money. Thank you, you fucking worthless humans, for the views.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
I myself am a former pro fighting game player.
It didn't even make sense. Why did it hit me?
Why'd they hit me?
I can't block. I couldn't block. Are you kidding me?
Shut up.
A random fucking sweep I couldn't block and he wins with chip damage. Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
A counter pick. Dude, this guy's cheating. There's no way on earth.
Shut up!
I thought this was meant to be YouTube poop, not a documentary. I know, dude. Everybody's always surprised by stuff, you know?
Counter pick.
It's almost as if he plays games to have fun.
Yeah, he really doesn't, though. I mean, not Phil, anyway.
The entire round was because I couldn't fucking do any moves online. Can't block. Tried to block, he jumped back. Look at this, I can't do anything. This is amazing, the level of quality of this online play. Now, it's funny how the first round I beat his ass, and all of a sudden the second and third rounds, none of my moves happen or work. No blocking, no special attacks. Notice that, right? How that's funny? That's called cheating, and that's what everyone does online, which is why you should fucking play online.
I'm pressing a button, what the fuck? I couldn't block. Dude, this guy's cheating. Learn how to fucking play a game and be an honorable fucking player.
Oh, man, that was great. Thank you. What else we got by glowing? That was pretty good. What else we got? We got any other Phil? My fave Street Fighter clip was the other day when he said, "Just let me get out of the corner, dude." Yeah, guys, just let him win. Exactly, man. Don't you know that's the secret? That's all he's got to do, man. Let's see. Let's do DSP Gaming. I like how the first thing was caught. Rage. Yeah, let's look at some Rage, huh? Oh, Secret Limited. Don't quite have time for a Secret Limited, but here we go. Here's a good Rage compilation.
That's two partners you lost. Your partner died. Dude, that is the best dead scene ever. No! That is the best dead...
Jesus Christ, Phil. Oh my god. That's such a throaty laugh.
Very, 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 thanks for the money, dummies.
Why am I toxic?
Oh, big ups, Ludwig World Order. Nice.
Fuck everyone else. Stop supporting.
That was
The
great.
term back to the salt mines refers to the mining of salt in these mines. The word salary comes from salt, or salarium. The ancient Romans were paid in salt. In Poland, salt was tender. It was the oil of its day.
Yeah, he actually... So, dude, get this, right? Mortal Kombat 1, he bought the really expensive edition that lets you play early, and he ended up... I don't think he played it early, and on top of that, gotta go see ya. Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for coming by me, man. Much appreciated, man. Yeah, so get this, right? So he buys the really expensive version of Mortal Kombat, plays it for like a couple days, and then drops it. It's so stupid.
Over 200 meters below the ground, the mine holds an astonishing secret.
I don't know what's going on right now. I have no idea what's going on. He's doing these attacks with Scarecrow I've never really even seen. I think I've fought like maybe 5 Scarecrows online ever. Wow, I was wide open for that? Fuck that up bad, what the hell?
Oh my god, Phil.
Wow. I couldn't block. Huh? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm getting hit by stuff. I don't know why. Blocking.
Can I just say I hate Mortal Kombat 1's name? Why not call it Mortal Kombat New Beginning or New Legends or something? Yeah, I feel that. It's kind of misleading in a way, but only misleading in the fact that, like, there's a bunch of people who are going to love Mortal Kombat who are not going to be up to date on stuff, and they're going to see that and they're going to be like, what? One? Like, they're just not going to get it.
Whoa, it doesn't work. I can't block. He's hitting me with non-stop stuff that I'm trying to block.
Oh, he almost had it.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, that's well established.
I'm not doing anything. He hit me with that combo non-stop. I couldn't block it.
Scarecrow wins.
Okay. He literally just spammed the same combo over and over from mid-range, and I couldn't do anything about it. It just hit me every time. So, maybe it was a high-low mix-up. I have no idea.
You make me angry, Phil. Could have just grabbed one of these, Phil. Don't need Flex Seal. Look at its curvature.
Oh, one of my favorite Jontrons. Phil, you make me angry, Phil. Oh, so good. It's not about the misleading aspect. I just hate how reboot games call themselves the same name as their first entry. So confusing. Dude, yeah. I agree. It does get kind of confusing for sure. Especially when you have to start, like, talking about which game came out which year. Like that, yeah. Thanks, Captain Obvious, Phil.
Good move.
Good move, even though it was literally just a standard punch.
Combo throw, right? Yep. I fucked it up. Oh my god, from
MK0? That's not bad, actually. It's one that's never been done, I know that. Let's kind of scrub a little bit. Let's see.
Under it. I thought I got under it. Damn it. I thought I had gotten under that kick. Fuck.
Yeah, really thought I did. Oh man, really sucked.
This is not gonna rematch.
Dude, why would he? Let's see. What else we got? Anything else good? Ooh.
I didn't jump. Oh my god. It's not the controller, it's the game. The game is dropping an input, so I'm going down back to like forward, and the game is completely dropping the input and making me do a completely different move. It's not the controller. It's the fucking piece of shit game online.
Are you
Yes, 2 arrows. There wasn't even another archer in the fucking room.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming with me on this very robust, positive, and meaningful stream. I, myself, need to get going. But I love all of you so much. So very much. Thank you for coming by. I hope it was as meaningful for me, or you, as it was for me. With that being said, I'm gonna go get my pups up. Gonna go, get them fed and take care of them. So, yeah, you guys, thank you so much. Thanks for streaming. Hell yeah, man. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully you stick around, and next time I'm on. Hope to see you, man. Thank you. Alrighty, everybody, you guys have a great rest of your day, and do something fun and meaningful with your life, huh? Alrighty, everybody, take care.